Riis, you got.
WIFTPM.
Ladies Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I be done had a heart
You
attack.
gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, that not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah.
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
A lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate. When I meditate. I roll with God cause he never late. My sundial in denial up in Ben Franks. On the road, let's travel with a full tank. Revolutionary overture, that's two saint. That's two sons. That's two saints. Like Peter Paul, me and you could be the new saints. Let me paint a new picture on the 16. Woolly haired black man with divine genes. Yeah, I be rapping, but these 16's art. Cathartic, therapeutic, really who needs charts? All I need is heart, God's love and some knowledge. Acknowledge, don't acknowledge, I be good to be honest. It's like, if you never knew my name, at least I know me. Broken chains on my brain, now I'm set free. At peace in the now, I'm complete. Cause all I ever had to do is just be. Just be. Lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate.
you keep calling me. Give you some love and you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a million, you just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of loving me if you don't know what trust is? I need the is you give now. Please don't back down on me. I know you've got the attention I need. Put your pride aside for me. Oh, 'cause I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm out trying to get that ease, you know that I need that ease. Yeah. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure, it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying, get all my love, it's never enough. I put up with you for too long, now I'm over it. You want affection, I need money, I'ma call it quits. That is, that is, that is. Put your pride aside for me. That is, while I'm trying to get it, that is, need it. That is, put your pride aside for me. Put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. Put your pride aside, put it aside.
WIIFTV PM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets where hood legends DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Right here on a Monday, December 19th. Speedball. We are rapidly, I feel like a what do you call that? A meteorite or a asteroid headed towards the end of the year. It's like 19, next thing, like 19, I didn't realize, wait, next week, Sunday is Christmas, right? So Christmas on a Sunday, that means that this week is going to be gone, and it really is 2 weeks, because, you know, once you get to Christmas, it'd be like, yo, we are out of here. I feel like I told you, like, what day do you think the holiday really starts? I think that the holiday actually starts, for me, I start moseying to stuff right around the day after Thanksgiving. I'd be like, yeah, okay, let me think about this. Hold on, how necessary is this that I must do? However, what I'm starting to learn is that it's like that's the time when everybody kind of like chilling out, so you could actually make mad dashes and make big come-ups in the last 2-3, like, because, you know, when nobody is, you know, like, I'm going to be honest with you. I check out. Like, I start being like, what you say? Huh? What? Yeah, okay, I got you. Talk to me next year. Talk to me next year. Talk to me next year. But I'm starting to feel like there is diamonds on the floor during, if you move around, and if you stay around, like right around this time, you could actually come up, because you can't find people. So when people can't find stuff, then they come to you and they be like, hey man, I'm trying to. I'll be like, look. So the store is starting to do a little tipping. Then, and I'm gonna tell you, I had a lot going. It's been a good weekend. I ain't gonna even. Well, it was a so-so. No, it was a good weekend. I had a couple bumps in the road. I lost a check for $5,000. I lost a $5,000 check.
What?
Exactly.
Uh-oh.
Exactly. I lost a $5,000 check, and I was feeling the kind of way because I couldn't find the check, and it was payroll, right? And so I'm like, oh. So then you got to look at your account when you got to pay, and you be like, Fruzza, gotta fucking get it, don't nobody. I'd be like, man, I lost the check. And I'm running around the house. I'm upset because you go to the bank. I'm trying to close the year. I'm trying to do my December stuff so I could just be like, what? You know, like at the end of the year, you can scrape everything together. After you pay everybody and you scrape everything together and you see, dang, what did I do this year? And then I couldn't find the $5,000 check. And so it just threw my whole little, you dig off. My vibe was all off. I was feeling a certain kind of way. Then stuff, it's like you got to order stuff. My son asking for some. I got to tell y'all, I'm concerned about my son in this mixed environment. I'm going to tell you, I'm a little concerned. Because I asked him what he wanted for Christmas. Have y'all ever heard of some snow angel somethings? Okay. Oh, so you know what they are. Okay. So I'm like, my son don't really ask for a lot. He's now, I think, now that he goes to a school with girls, he's starting to, I'm like, what is that smell? He be asking for Axe. I be like, oh, God. You ever seen a teenager with some Axe? Lord have mercy, Jesus. So he got a little Axe. You know, he be in the hair. He be, like, I used to not be able to get him to comb his hair. He didn't never want to take a shower. Now every morning, Carrie say, oh, he in the shower. What is this smell I smell? Right, I come home. He be coming home from the games. I'm sitting in the stands. And you know how you be sitting in the stands and you be listening. You be hearing, go, Mesa. Oh. But Riis, he asked me for some snow angel shoes. And I looked at him. So, you know, it's like he goes to a school with blacks, 2 white people, and Latinos. And so he like, give me these shoes. So he sends me the link, and I look at them, and I'm like, my son has been hanging out with the, he's got a coach. He was culturally, these are some culturally different shoes. They was not Nikes. They were not Jordans. And I was like, Riis, okay, maybe he up on some fashionable stuff. This thick. The soles on them was this thick. And I was like, oh my God, they got my son. They got my son. They got my son. And I was like, son, are you sure these are black people's shoes? Have you ever seen any black people in these shoes? He's like, yes, Dad. I'm like, are you sure? Because I'm not sure. And I do not want to be participating in cultural reappropriation. So I was like, son, so Riis, you sure that there's snow angels and black people wear these shoes?
The suburban black people.
Oh, God!
Yeah, you gotta. This is your year right here, but this is about the same time when my son was like in junior. I just realized that their fashion is their fashion. You know how you used to grow up, your mama and your dad were like, I don't know what you're wearing. That's us now. That's us. So yeah. So I just look at my son. I gave up. I used to think I'd take them to the mall and make them fresh. Right.
I was like, cool, dog. Look, yeah. I was ready to go to the mall. I got the card. I'm ready. I'm like, well, you finna be the freshest ever.
My son did not be so impressed. So one day I let him shop and the stuff he blind, I was like, okay.
Right. I'd be like, dog, I be wanting my son to go ham just a little bit, right? Because he'll never, and I want my son to, I want to get a little stunt though. I want him a little stunt, because his stunt in a Catholic school is his shoes, right? Because they got to wear a uniform. So he put his shoes on and he called it, that's his stuntery. But I was like, man, dog, I thought he was going to be like, give me some Jordan Black Cat such and such, the new, he'd be like, I was like, yeah, I'm not I felt like Kanye, you ain't up on this?
Nah. They probably saying that we ain't up on that, to be honest.
That's probably it.
Except for, really said.
But I'm going to tell you, I got him though, because, so one day I went to the store and, we got the hookup across the street at the I'm not going to advertise for them, but across from Obsidian there is a shoe store, and we got a new, they remodeled the other shoe store now. But, they like, man, if it's any Jordans out that come out, we get the new releases. If you want some, come over. I don't really go chasing the new releases, even though yesterday there was a line out the block, down the block. They had chairs sitting all outside, the Foot Locker and everything. And so I went over and I was like, I'm going to go get everybody. I was going to get myself a pair of Jordans, right? And then I was like, let me get Carrie a pair, right? Then I was like, I called my son. I was like, you want a pair of Jordans? I'm about to get, I'm thinking, one of these days we're going to all go somewhere and every one of us will have on Jordans and, they'll be the same ones and we'll be fresh to death, not great America. I was like, everybody can have on a different outfit, but we all have on the fresh Jordans. He like, I sent him to, I'm expecting him to say, of course. Like, who turns down a pair of free Jordans, right? Who turns down a pair of free Jordans, Riis? Mason. My
son doesn't like Jordans either.
No, he likes Jordans.
You don't.
Mine does. He just was like, what number are they? And what's the colors? I was like, if you don't take these shoes and put them in a box and be like, because it's nothing like, you can always break out a new, I've learned that even if it ain't the color, whatever, there's a certain something about breaking out a new pair of shoes when you want to do something fresh, right? No. So I get them, me and Carrie, I get one pair for me, I get a pair for Carrie, I don't get them none. I'm like, you sure? Right? Like, I feel like terrible walking out the store, I got everybody a pair of shoes, he ain't got them. He like, no. Why this fool trying to jump in my shoes? Like, I had them in the box downstairs. I had them downstairs because I did the photo shoot last week. They didn't show the shoes in. But I had a pair, so I was like, ooh, I'm going to go to the I was like thinking that I'm going to go to the photo shoot. Riis, I was taking out brand new, like, they was like, bring a pair of black shoes, a pair of white shoes. I was like, I got it. I got my brand new Jordans. I got I got about 6 pairs upstairs unopened. I'm going to bring these 2. I'm going to come to the photo shoot. I'm going to be fresh to death. Riis, I put the shoes back. This dude trying to stick his feet in my shoes. I'm like, man, you had to get your feet up out my shoes. I asked you, did you want a pair? He was like, I'll trade you. No, I don't want to trade for your old stinking. I told you to get a pair. You didn't get them. Now you want to put your funky feet in my shoes? Nah, get your feet out, get upstairs, take your raggedy shoes and get on up out of there. You going with your snow angels. But, huh?
With your snow angels.
With your snow angels, right. Like, you what? Man, get up out of here. Like, I was like, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Because the soles on these shoes are this thick, dog. I promise you, they call them snow gym shoes. I was like, fam, what, you supposed to levitate? I felt like they were some platform shoes. I really feel like I would have picked on my son if I saw him with those shoes on.
I told my son all the time. I said, I don't, like I always say, I said, man, I love my son because he's different. Like I see kids and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess, you know, it's us, you know, like we're the parents. So, you know, like we look, you know, like the parents, but I was like, okay, that's what you want to put on. All right. Okay. All right.
I'd be like, man, dog, y'all lucky bullying ain't around because I would be one.
Man, you guys
I would be a bully.
Cool. You would not.
This is not.
I was like, son, in my school, you would not be the cool kid.
Right. Let me just tell you, dog. I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, dang, I be asking them too. Does anybody ever try to bully you with this stuff?
Oh no, they the coolest kids in their school.
These kids don't. Right. And I feel like bullying is out of style too. I feel like I don't even know what these kids do these days at school. Like what you do? Well, you have sex education class, so probably bullying is all gone. Anyway, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. You want to know about the $5,000 check? So here's what happened. I'll just tell you real quick and then I'll be done. I called the client up and I was like, hey, client, I lost this $5,000 check. And the client was like, I was wondering, you know, you'd be nervous because you don't really want to call nobody and say, because people be like, how irresponsible can you be? You lost a $5,000 check. And I have 3 places that I put stuff. So if it ain't in them 3 places, then I start blaming everybody else, right? It's like, if it ain't in them 3 places, y'all did it. Y'all did it, 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 y'all did it. Why y'all touch my stuff? Don't you touch my stuff. I'm the man of this damn house. Y'all see my stuff. Don't nobody touch nothing. I don't say nothing like that, but I do be thinking it in my mind. I'll be like, no, I'm good. So client hits me up, be like, look, Mace, you did such a good job this year. I just stop payment and I'll have it waiting for you at the spot. Riis, I go to the spot. And it's funny because you ever go to a spot and like my guy is the owner. And so anytime I'm at the spot with my guy, it's like the whole world be like, whatever you like, whatever you need, whatever. Hey, Mace, how you doing? What's up? Like they be all over me. I went, when my guy wasn't with me, dog, I swear to God, I stood at the counter for like 5 minutes and nobody acknowledged me. I'm like, they walking past me. I'm standing there like, you know, usually I walk in, it'd be like a welcoming committee. They looking. I'm like, you have a package for me? They was like, we couldn't possibly have a package for you. I was like, no, you got a package for me. He's like, no, what's your name? So they look on the thing. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, I got a package here. Who would you say have left it? The owner? You know the owner? I do. I certainly do. So they go look at the packages. They do the surface look. Nope, you don't have anything here. I'm like, maybe you should go get the manager. I'm sir, I mean, all the packages are right here. I'm like, family, please go get a manager and go tell them Maze is here. So the 2 girls looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, if you like, I'm literally 2 seconds away from picking up the phone and calling my man and being like, this the stuff I be telling y'all be happening that don't nobody see. Cause when I be with you, everybody think it's all sweet. They was like, what is the black dude doing here right now? It was like literally music stopped. So finally, they go to I'm like, you go get the manager. The manager's like, I think there is one thing in the back. Let me check and see if it's for you. I'm like, it's for me. They go back. What they do? Come back. It's for me. And in the bottom of it is my check. A replacement check. So then I was like, hallelujah, right? Because it's like, I knew he was going to make sure I got it back. But, you know, until you get it back, it's like a big ass hole in your account that you just like, man. Plus, then I got to pay for the radio today. So I was thinking to myself, I'm going to have a real attitude if I don't get this. So it's there. Then, Riis, yesterday, after I returned home from both fields, I stick my hand in my, you know how Nike got them pants where it's 2 pockets, and then the zip pocket, the long zip pocket on your side. Stick my hand in the pocket, and I think it's a receipt. I was like, I don't think I had a receipt from both fields. It's the check.
Hey, that's how it always happens. That's how it all. You ain't got to. That's how it always happens, right there. When you ain't looking for it, and you already calm everything.
Right. It's almost like when your cousin lose a B, and he spend the whole day look like, even if he got more, he got plenty more. Yeah, he ain't gonna never be satisfied to say, no, what happened to the missing object. That is, and then I was like, kind of like, then you look at it and be like, can I deposit both of these? Hell no, you don't go to. No, just play. I wouldn't deposit both of them. So I shredded the second one, got the first one, and we are back on the road. But I am just telling you, I was like, it's everybody's fault but mine. That mug was in my closet, in my pocket. I was like, golly. Anyway, y'all. That was part of my weekend. So look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore in the building. Ruthie Moore, how you feeling today?
I done lost a $20 check and been stressed. So I can't imagine.
Yeah.
You know them birthday checks people be putting in them envelopes, and you be like, okay, I can. But yeah, it's hard to ask for a reissue though. So I understand the angst.
Yeah, I feel like I don't even don't give me a $20 check. Cause don't give me a 20. Just give me 20. Send me Cash App, do something. Don't give me a $20 check. It's the work to go to the bank. No, I'm not, don't get it twisted. I'm grateful for everything. But I do like a $20 check, that bad boy is gonna probably sit for a long. People be calling me with a $100 check, be like, could you cash that check? I'll be like, I don't even know what I did with the $100 check. Now, that's why you got to send it directly to the What's in It for the Black People media outlet, because we can use every single one of them. All right, y'all, that's the Maze Jackson. So that's Ruthie Moore is in the building. Let me say what's up to my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. You look a little different today, Riis, but it is my man, DJ Riis, the ruler on the ones and twos. DJ Riis, the ruler, how you feeling?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest, man. We back at it again. How y'all doing today?
Hey, man. See, I'm going to tell y'all. Riis shady, though. Like, Riis is shady. I came out to, so first of all, let me tell you. Yesterday I finally went out to both. Actually, I'll tell y'all about it when we come back. Because it's 6:30 and I want to try and get somewhere on the stage, somewhere in the space. So let's do this. We'll talk about it, and we'll talk about my trip to both fields. Because I rode out to both fields yesterday. I'm going to tell y'all a story. Y'all know I love my man Riis, but I got to tell a story when I come back. So y'all stay tuned, because we're going to talk about both fields for real. And that drink. Woo, Jesus. Lucky I had that drink, because I've been talking smack. But it's all good, y'all. No, I wouldn't have been talking smack. Super proud of my man. Super proud of seeing what they was doing out there. So we're going to talk about a little bit about both fields. Plus, I'm going to get into the headlines. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Happy birthday to everybody. And I want to send a big condolences out to the family of Susan Peters. She was a regular commenter on my Facebook page. She didn't jump down into the comments on the section on the show too much, but Susan Peters was and she's a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated too. But if you knew her, she had the community health hour on the other station, on WVON, where she did a lot of community health with on Saturdays. Plus, she put a lot of people on while she was there. Rest in peace. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I feel like I was just looking at something. You know how it's people that you see in Facebook and social, and then all of a sudden you be like, you see the rest in peace to Susan. You be like, wait, huh? She was so vibrant. She was so, you know what I'm saying? And you hate to hear stories like that, but I do want to send the condolences out to her family and everybody that she has impacted. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. You see I got my Bears on too, right? Riis, I'm going to tell y'all how Riis played me shady yesterday. But we had a commonality, because we both was like Justin Fields. And y'all got to know, Riis be having to school people on the sports stuff. Riis, you a little knowledgeable on sports. I'm going to give you a couple props on that. The Bigs should have hired you, man. They should have hired you, put you on the Bears, you dig. But it's okay. We know how people be. Nah, it's all good. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, Ruthie. Hey, while we here, though, since we all locked and loaded, let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. And then we'll take a quick break and be right back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leading me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:38 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. As we head over to sports, the Chicago Bulls will lose 150 to 126 to the Timberwolves as the Bears also take an L to the Eagles, 25 to 20. We head over to traffic now on the Kennedy. Overhead to the Loop will be 22 minutes. Outbound to her will be 17 on the Edens. Inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange and back will be 28 minutes, while the Eisenhower is 27 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop, 25 minutes outbound. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 27 minutes. Outbound will be 30. While the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 33 minutes, 27 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 17 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th, and DuSable Drive is locked in at 8 minutes in all directions. Today's weather is currently 12 degrees and mostly clear. Today will only be a high of 28 and a low of 11. I'm Riis the Ruler. Welcome back. It's Monday, the Maze Jackson Show.
To the green, from the green, back to glory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. God's gonna turn it around. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, plus Ruthie more in the building. Hey, y'all know how we do every day at 6:30. We say what's up to the Saints of WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right. You can catch us every day, Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8 a.m. on WBGX 1570, or you can get us on the TuneIn app every day, Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8 a.m. Enunciate. Now, if you are a regular, if you are a saint or a sinner or early rising saint, you can get with us at 6 o'clock and stay all the way till 9 o'clock. You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Ooh, I forgot to put Rashana Baldwin on the back of her name, so I got to fix that too. This birthday scroller, y'all love this scroller. But back to let me say what's up to everybody from WBGX 1570, 6:30 to 8. Everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Lori, I'm old school. I do not like ACH. I do not like direct deposit. Give me my check, put it in my hand, let me see it, let me put it in. Because it ain't the, y'all miss all the good stuff, right? Like, do y'all remember going to work and it would be you made a special trip to the job just to get your check? You don't remember that? Like, I remember when we first got direct deposit. They be like, you want direct deposit, you want your check, give me my check.
Yeah, but I definitely did not want to, if I could get it put to me where I don't have to make that trip. Like, I'm one of them people, like,
convenience.
I just wait until I get back to work. Just hold my check. I ain't gonna come on my off day. I don't want to go up there to work till my off day.
That's how I felt about the check that I might not put them in, right? But then what I learned as a black-owned business is that if you got but I got white clients, so I be like, it's there. White people still do their checkbook. They be like, it's okay, Maze. I noticed you still got a check for $5,000 now. That's okay. But can you put it in? I'll put it in a little while, right? I'll put it in a little while because I like to go make a big deposit. Like, I like to go to the bank and be like, put these in, and the black people first. It'd be funny because when you go to the bank and the black people deposit, they be like, "What you do?" Then they be looking at your balance. Then they really be like, "What you do?" Right? What is this intelligence group thing you do? And hold on, then don't let it be like a Canada something. They be like, "Excuse me." Then they want that. So it's okay. Like, it's three different responses. The white people, when you go to the bank, "Hello, Mr. Jackson," because the white people at the bank now, they know me, right? They be like, "Mr. Jackson is in our high deposit category." "Hello, Mr. Jackson, would you like to see the private bank?" "Nope, just putting my stuff in right here. You, Mr. Jackson, we can get you a private bank." "Nope, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." The black people, when you go take them in, they be like, "What you do? What's your name is?" Right? They change up on you. Like, it depends though, because they change on you. Like on a slow week, like on a slow month, it be like, "Oh, you one of them entrepreneurs, ain't you?" They be like, "Yep, got a job." Nowadays though, like since I done caught up, they be like, "So what you do again?" Oh, they want to be conversial. They want to converse. They want to talk all. They come from behind the counter. "Do you need anything? Would you like a pen?" You know, they be like, take all that free stuff over there. I feel like black people be happy when you got some money in the bank and you depositing because, you know, people be coming with $20 checks. Then it's the Latinos. And I specifically go to one bank so the Latinos can act up every single time on me. And I'll be like, "Could you get your manager, please? Go get your manager." "What's the matter, Riis?" "Oh, go get your manager." Right? Because they be like, "I'm sorry, sir. This check is foreign. This is from. Hey, famo, I put this bad boy in every month. Like clockwork. Go look at the records. I'm sorry. We're going to have to place we're going to have to put like a 5-day, 7-day hold on. You can hold it as long as you need to. You can put it in as long as you want. You see that. You see it over there. You can put, you know how they be like, "Well, sir, you know we're going to have to." I was like, "Femo, the deal is you supposed to, I can have as much as I got already in the bank. So that ain't going to be the change." But, you know, they be like, "Well, I'm sorry, we're going to have to hold this." They make sure they go out of the way to verify me. "Can I see your ID?" That's why I put my card in you dig. And I got to put my, "Can I see an ID?" I'm not taking nothing out. I'm putting it all in. See where it say for deposit only? You don't need my ID. And I just put it in the damn thing. But then I'll be like, "See all these black people around here?" And the black people be sitting there like this. Then I come in and I go to the business. "Sir, this is for business only." Does the check say my name on it, fool? It says a business, right? "I know, but are you sure you want to be?" Man, if you don't get your, it's like what Ye say? Still a nigga in a, what is it? Just nigga in a Benz. Still the same. Then it'd be funny too, cause like I be pulling up it'd be funny when they look out the window too, depending on which car. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, it's tough being black in the world, man. It's tough being. Lori talk about she wants some. That's probably why she do ACH. That's why black people do ACH stuff. But I want to I want to feel it. If I could get my joints in cash, I'd be like, "Give it to me in cash."
You gotta go there when you're like you ever went to the bank, like let's just say you was working doing something and you ain't had no like good clothes on, and they like immediately thought, you know, like, "Oh, who's this person?" Then you pull up with like all them checks and they be like, oh. I be trying to do experiments. I be doing experiments, right? And it's like you could be right up until you put that, till they be like, "Beep, oh, would you like some coffee? I didn't even know y'all had coffee in this mug. Yeah, give me some damn coffee, and I want cream with it too." Have you been to these newfangled banks though?
Well, they ain't even really got no window. It's like they be like, sit down at the coffee, like it's like a McDonald's or something. I be like, fam, this is not comfortable for me. Like the new modern banks, and have you seen like Capital One lounges? Like they got these, so if you got a Capital One, you can tell I got my credit. I've been working on my credit. Anyway, so you get the Capital One lounge. They got lounges where you could go just get the Wi-Fi, eat cakes and donuts. I was like, this what good credit is about? I should have got me some good credit a long time ago. I'd be like, hold on. They got all type of little perks if you on the good people side. So I learned a lot. But check it out, y'all. It is the Mace Jackson Show. Damn, I think we got past all that. I forgot. What did I say? Oh, Bowfields. Who's hot in here? Let's turn this bad boy off. You want the heater, Reese? We can swap it. Cause it's cooking in here now. I'm like, let me turn this off. I feel like the Black Fire Brigade. Whew. I feel like I'm having a hot flash up in this mug now. Anyway, y'all, so yesterday I went to 152nd in Cicero. Now, I must tell you, I felt like a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. All the way from Sibley, I was driving down Sibley, and I was like on 147th, and I was like, how long before we get to Cicero? Jesus Christ. Because I'm just I told you, the first time I ever saw the Ku Klux Klan in real life was in Midlothian. And so I'm like, where's Reese? You know, I'm hoping this going to be a black suburb. I was like, oh, Midlothian. So I'm driving 10 and 2, 30, 35. I'm like, you're not going to get me. Then I'm like, man, I get on Cicero and I'm driving and I'm like, I'm trying to find, and that's like, you can't see no addresses. And I couldn't tell where I was like, I'm like, man, if I had to drive past, I don't want to be making no U-turns. Then I look to my left, and no sooner do I look to my left, Bowfields. It's big in the mug too. It's like you will trust me when I tell you, you will not miss it. If you are going, you will go there. You will see and it's big old block letters. They didn't do no fancy type. It was like Bowfields here. Then they got a parking lot, so I bust my left. I was still nervous, right? Midlothian police. Remember, Midlothian police went in there and shot that man. Kim Fox let him go. But I'm starting. So every time I think of Midlothian, I think of the Klan and black man getting shot. So I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. I walked up and I saw like I was on it's 2 doors. So I was like, door number 1 or door number 2? So I was looking at door number 1, but it was like people sitting down, and I seen like a deacon standing up by the window, and it was all like, you know how it be cold outside and hot inside, so the window, I was like, I'm gonna try the other door. So I try the other door, and I walk in, and it's like a full-ass bar. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is not what I thought I was going to a rib shack. So then I get in, I sit down, and it's a lady sitting down, and she like, I ain't gonna even say what she said, but I was kind of like, oh, I get it. You're hitting on me. I'm like, so, you know, I do the whole, yes, what kind of glasses you got? It says big ass Dolce & Gabbana right here. But that's all, you know, I'm being cool. I'm like, yeah, my wife picked them out. Oh! That's okay. So now I'm sitting at the bar. So now it's all good, right? So I'm chilling out. I'm at the corner of the bar. But then I see the bartender, and the bartender is a singer. And I done been to a lot of shows where the bartender be singing. And I was like, wait a minute, dog. I ain't know you was a bartender. I thought you was a singer. He said, I am. I was like, well, sing something then. No, you know how I was about to do. He looked at me like I was crazy, right? So then I'm sitting there, and it's like I'm sitting there, I'm waiting, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to see Reese. So then I say, could you go get Reese? They like, who? I said, Reese. Who? I was like, oh, Dewan. Oh, Dewan, tell him Mason, right? So then Reese come by, he just peek out. He don't even come say what's up. I'm all out here. Now, mind you, I drove all the way from out west at 5 o'clock in the traffic. Shout out to the James Byrne interchange, though, on the flip around, coming around to the west side, not coming from the west side to south. That bad boy was smoothed in the mud. Anyway, so I'm out here. I'm sitting at the bar. I'm like, Reese gonna come up? I just want to make sure I came support my man. Like, because I was sitting in the chair, Reese, and I was thinking, like, damn, it's 5 o'clock. It's cold outside, but I said I'm gonna come. I ain't even get dressed. I just threw on my sweats. I said I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna go grab my food, and then I'm not cooking today, so I'm gonna make it dinner. Y'all, so I'm out at both fields. Riis finally come out. He got his black gloves on, got his hat on, but he busy, right? He like, rib tips up, bing, gotta go. You know, like on the what's that? Like on the Living Color. I felt like Riis was gonna come.
Order ready.
Order ready. Get ready. Look, so then Riis finally come out. He say, what's up? You know, he like, whatever. Then Reese's brother, Seth, comes out. And Seth is like, man, Maze. And he talking to me, and I'm kind of like, I hope this is Reese's brother. So I took a stab at him. I'm like, are you Reese's brother? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So first of all, we got to get your brother on the show because your brother was super, super, super inspirational. He was telling me about how he got triple master's degrees and he's a gospel producer and music and all that stuff. And I was like, what was your inspiration here? And he was just like, you know, we have a big barbecue every year where we feed everybody. And, you know, I was like, you know, I'm getting offended. Because I'm like, Riis been around for like at least 3 years, 2.5 years, and I ain't never made no invite to the barbecue. It's okay, though, because I know it's me. No, like, dude, like, oh, yeah, we have a barbecue. We feed everybody. I mean, people come from miles around. He was going on. I was like, damn. I swear I've known Riis at least 2.5 years. I swear I make every payday. I couldn't make one barbecue. Not even a rib tip. It's okay, though. But I'm like, oh, that's really good, Seth. Well, y'all come on through. And he was like, and let me tell you, them people from the church, he said they be coming through. I was like, well, I came out here to support you. Let me get some food. I want some ribs. Look, I had a bit, like I was playing them for dinner. They like, we sold out of all the meat. All the meat, fam. They trying to sell me chicken. I'm like, I got chicken every goddamn day. So then it's like, they like, man, I was like, I need some rib tips. Give me a slab of ribs. I was just going to buy everything on the menu and just be like, let me just get some of all of it so I can support my man. He like, we ain't even got it. I was like, you mean then they trying to sell me on turkey tips. What the hell is a turkey tip? Where the hell did it come from? No, I don't eat no turkey. Turkey tips. I'm like, Felmo, I don't want no turkey tips. But then Seth was like, it's okay. I got something for you. So, but you know how somebody put some food on your plate and then you mad because you ain't got enough? Right? So now I'm eating these ribs and I'm like, you know, I'm a particular ribby guy. And like some days I like ribs, some days I don't. But I eat the ribs and the ribs good as hell. It's 3. And you know I'm looking around like the family looking.
Like in your whole big thing? I see. I didn't make it. He said he was gonna make it.
He made a like y'all should have seen though when it came out. He came out with this platter, and everybody in the whole bar was like, "Damn!" I was like, "I need it all to go." Then when he put it back, and I'm not tripping on him because I know y'all was at like it was clear. They was like when I started ordering food from the bartender, he was like, "Oh, that's gonna be an hour." He was like, "Ooh, that's gonna be another 2." Ooh, no. I was like, man, I ain't got all that time. So I said, but I was trying, you know. So anyway, that was a good problem to have. So I'm not really tripping on them. I was just mad because it was good and I wanted to eat some more, right? So then I didn't even get to the rib tips because then I put the food down yesterday and everybody at the house was looking like, nah. Which one can I get? Because you been acting funky all weekend. So I don't want to take it's 3 ribs and, you know. Now, my son, he don't care. He be like, be mad if you want to. I'm eating everything around this mug. But I must tell y'all, you must go check out Bowfields, right? 152nd and Cicero. I had a great time. Look, I had 1 drink, and I'm glad I only had 1. Because dude got a heavy hand. But I must tell you, that was I could actually go sit there. 2 margaritas would have done me super sweet. I would have had to sit my ass down for a minute, though. But I had a great time. Y'all go check out Bowfields. It'll be surprised. So if you get there and your food ain't ready, you can go on the other side, sit down, have your drink, have your little conversation, and go get your kick it on. 152nd and Cicero, it is Bowfields Barbecue. You can't miss the sign. I must tell y'all, it was dope because it was like a family affair. Right, like it was like everybody was somebody, cousin, nephew, niece, right? But it was great to see the family all pulling together to make it happen, right? So shout out to the Wilsons. What am I calling y'all?
Yeah, like the Wilsons. Yeah.
Okay, the Wilsons, Seth, Riis, his whole family. I seen your brother's wife. It was all type of people there. But congratulations, y'all. Check out both fields. It was like they told me they sold. I take pride in that. Like I took pride in the fact that they said they were sold out. Not that we did it, but we were I'm very proud to see they was cracking. Then your bar was lined up. People was in there having drinks. I was like, damn, it's like y'all about to have a cheers out here. I'm like, how y'all gonna be doing this and we trying to get we ain't gonna never get no customers. Y'all keep this stuff up. Anyway, y'all, check out both fields. Check out my man DJ Riis the Ruler when y'all go there. He wouldn't even give me no. I was like, I get Riis to come outside. I couldn't even get no. Your food blessed by the best. You already know the rest. I ain't get nothing. I just got, hey man, you straight. You straight.
We was working so hard yesterday. Like I'm talking about from 1 until 7. Like.
That's called a business.
We was good. It never stopped. You know, it never stopped. And also for our senior citizens on Thursday, it's a discount. I think it's like 20% off too. So come through there.
By the way, I am a senior citizen according to AARP. So I'll take my 20% discount. Anyway, then it was funny because they was like, Reed's brother was like, man, I was like, I came out here to support you. He was trying to give me the food for free. I was like, nah, man, I want to support. He was like, brother, you have supported us more than you will ever know. He's like, these people be coming up in here talk about, I was like, because our show, like what y'all don't realize is like our signal shoots 100% south. So it's like your whole entire area is where we go. And it's like, it was funny because people was literally like, yo, I'm going to both fields. So I want y'all to go check out both fields. Sell them out every weekend. Make sure that they can grow. It was dope to talk to your brother and just hear that I was never invited to the barbecue.
Man.
It's okay. It's okay though. I be like, it's the story of my life. Pump them up. They be like, who?
I tell you off air why I probably wouldn't, but I'll let you know.
It's okay. Nobody want the boss to come through.
Nah,
it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. I bet you. Look, it'd probably be a Wiftable reunion at the barbecue. They be like, don't tell nobody. Everybody come. We ain't gonna let Maze know, and then we gonna have a big old. I was like, nah, I'm just playing. Let me tell y'all, it is nothing that makes me happier than to see my people thrive. Like black business, right? It's funny because I told y'all the other day, I was like, I said, maybe it'll be a day Riis will be like, I was looking like they might have to go 5 days. They might have to go 7 days, right? It is, yesterday was awesome to see. It was a good problem to have. And when somebody tell you they ain't got no food left, obviously it's good. And obviously, you got to get your ass there earlier. So that's what I get for laying around. But I was like, damn, I was trying to wait for the Bears game to go off. Then I was like, but y'all check out both fields. The food was really good. The food was really good. The sides were good. My son was like, hey, can I get these jams? Damn, dog. You just ate.
I told you, should have said, I told you, man. I said, get some for the fam.
That was what, okay. So this is what I thought. So this is what I did, y'all. So I said, I thought you was gonna make me just a platter for the family, right? I was like, it was. I thought it was gonna be like, so I could just put it down at the house, which it was. It just, we was like looking like, who gonna get the ribs? Who gonna get the tips? I was like, y'all can have them turkey tips because I don't know what the hell that is. Y'all be selling turkey booties talking about they turkey tips, and the next thing I know, I'm gonna be eating. That's all right. Turkey chitlins for turkey tips. No, everything, the presentation was dope. Like it was one of those things where, like you go with average expectations and they exceeded the expectations. It is clearly well put together, professional, and they take the business serious. And that to me was dope. Now I'm still mad my barbecue didn't come in a drippy boat. It came in one of them pretty plastic, it was like, when I took it out the bag, it was like, this the type you want to take to somebody's house. Because it's like, you want to present it. I could have laid it out like, look what I made for y'all. Right? It was in the plastic thing. I still want my drippy bread. I ain't no drippy bread.
You got the cornbread, didn't you?
I ain't make it to the cornbread. The boy got to it, dog.
Oh, tell him real.
The boy got to it. The boy got to it. Look,
Ruthie
Joe.
looking like I might would have fought him for that. Look at Ruthie.
Some good cornbread.
Ruthie say we might would have had a fight. Right?
Cornbread. I'm going to tell you. But it's okay. It's all right. Because, I'm going to tell you, I started to tell Riis when I was walking the door, bring me a order of tips when them bad boys come off. Have them with you. But that's all right. We're going to figure it out. We're going to have us a social at out there at both fields one time. We're gonna have a BP1 or something. We're gonna come out there and we're gonna kid Sister Erica and them, and they say they cash bomb you or whatever they call it. But we're gonna come out there and we're gonna sit there and have about 3 drinks each, and then we're gonna sit still for 3 hours. Cause it's gonna take a minute for them to all get down. But I swear to God, y'all make sure y'all check it out. Y'all check out both fields. I know I wasn't supposed to do an hour commercial on it, but I'm happy for my man doing this thing. And your brother, man, I gotta tell you, man, he had one of those spirits of positivity that I was like, wait, y'all brothers? I don't mean it like that. It's okay. And I don't mean it like that, because Riis, you always stay up too. Like, you always be like, you kind of no sweatish. He was just I felt like I was talking to a church dude that had liquor at the crib. But it was like, when someone is genuinely trying to do something positive, and it was dope to see a family run. Like, all the family pitching in to get, because ultimately the family will benefit from it, right? Hopefully. So, y'all, it's like, let's support these businesses. Let's go out there. Now, remember, they only open Thursday to Sunday until y'all sell them out. Keep selling them out. They might keep on opening up another day. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the rule on the ones and twos. And I have not said one headline yet, so let me run through these real quick. They said Governor Pritzker planning to keep all of his top staff, even as he prepares for a anticipated presidential run if Joe Biden doesn't run again. Everybody telling Joe, we ain't gonna run if you run. Do y'all realize if Joe Biden ran again, he would be 86 years old by the time he ended it? That's like old. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, and it's like not disrespectful, but like, we got to start coming up with a number, yo. Like, cause he can't run up and down the steps, right? And it's like, then, like, white people, and then we got to come up with an old for black people, because black don't crack. We got these, we got 75-year-old people in our top spots who plan for the past, not the future. We got to figure out this age thing. But Pritzker is to keep his top staff. All of the people stay in spots. And it's like, you know what that means for black people, right? More of less than. Because I was thinking about that top crack staff that he had, and it's like, he got the lowest voter turnout in the black community ever. Not ever, but in the recent years. And he's not going to change anything. So understanding that, it's like I told you the challenge with being able to win without black people is the black people that are in the spot now have the ability to ignore us too. So again, if I've been pushing on you for cannabis, right? Pushing on you as the black person for cannabis, and you win without low black folk, you just say, we ain't got to worry about that.
I definitely don't got to say, okay.
Right. Because I make you uncomfortable. It's like, now if it would have impacted his race, then we would have seen some shakeups and some differences, and all the black people who was over there wouldn't be rewarded. They'd be like, dang, you didn't, like, nobody is really calling out the black people for the lack of black turnout, which to me should speak volumes. Like, if I'm looking at this, I got to say to you, I go down the list and I say, fam, don't you got the black people? Why is my numbers lower than Bruce Rauner's in the black people? But if you are intent on minimizing black folks in the vote, and again, right, because you pushed on the black folks, you made them uncomfortable, now they can avoid you for the next 4 years, right? So it's all good. But I think y'all need to pay attention to that. Bears lost, but Justin Fields, damn, man. Riis, so yesterday at both fields, Riis was breaking it down to people who was like, nah, they got to lose, dog. Like, they got to let you know we almost there. But they got to lose. We gonna get the number 2 pick. And the lady was like, oh, you know that makes sense. Riis was out there being a sports analyst in his outfit. Riis had on the black gloves. He had on his apron. Riis was working. Like, man, I ain't had time to, when you used to go, did y'all ever have friends that worked at the restaurant and you go up there and try and talk to them? They be like, dog, ain't nobody got time to, I gotta work. I was feeling the kind of way, but I was realizing, like, if you came to my job, if you was working for me and I was like, you got time to talk to this man? You better get your ass to work, dog. You see all these people out here? Anyway, so shout out to Riis breaking down. But y'all saw Riis, the Bears, yesterday. Dog, we're going to be good next year.
Look pretty good.
Although my man had, A.J. Brown had 190-something yards, they was like, I love this battle. I didn't. And Jalen Hurts is Justin Fields a year away, right? Justin Fields broke 1,000 yards yesterday. Does he have 1,000 yards passing, though? I'm just playing. Anyway, check out, shout out to the Bears. I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to all the Bears doing community service last week, too. I think Micaiah sent me a press release or a picture, so we'll share a little bit about what the Bears are doing in the community as well. The journalists are crying because Elon Musk kicked them off of Twitter. It's like, one thing, the people reporting how crappy he is and how terrible he is. And like, so wait, you want me to pay you to diss me? No, go start your own joint. So all the press be like, Elon Musk is terrible. He's the worst thing that happened since sliced bread. Then they want to be on Twitter. You know what I have noticed? I thought it was going to be a lot more people quitting Twitter. Like, I thought a lot of the journalists who were so offended because Kanye and all of these people have voices were going to quit. Nah, they want to be able to stay nasty, too. I feel like Twitter is for the reporters who use Twitter got picked on as kids.
Ooh.
And Twitter is their chance to get back at all the people that they felt like picked on them. Like, I feel like a Twitter user, like an active tweeter, like the vitriolic tweeters, the people that tweet and tell nasty things, a lot of the liberal white people like Twitter are
oh yeah,
they're like,
it's the original place to expose woke and be woke. That's really how woke social media started. Twitter.
I just think about all the fake people who use Twitter pretending to be pro us and be the main ones attacking us. And so I just thought it was funny that the press, the media was complaining. They was happy when Donald Trump got kicked off. They was happy when Kanye got kicked off. Because of what they said, but these reporters can say anything. They can use it as an attack weapon, and they really are attacking people oftentimes on Twitter. And it's just funny to me to see that they mad because they go, he kicked us off. Man, you diss me? You getting out of here my joint too? I'm not paying for you to diss me on my own platform. Get the fuck out of here.
He technically ain't kick him off for like dissing him. He got him on like a technicality. So before he bought Twitter, it was this young child, a kid, that was sharing his flight information in like real time. He somehow created some type of software. He was tracking Musk's flights, and he wanted the account to be shut down, but Twitter wouldn't shut it down. So then he bought Twitter, and one of the main things that he's like super against is people sharing people's locations. So that's how he got those journalists, because he said that they shared a link to real-time location. Amen. And they're saying it's journalism.
No, that's that like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I post where I'm at when I'm leaving. Right? Because you never know who's coming to trip on you. And it's like, as many people that don't like I be feeling like when they do stuff like that, they want somebody crazy to do something. And they play it in the realm of journalism, and then they want to report on the story. Sorry. Bye. Okay. I'm not gonna beat this story up, but I don't know if y'all saw this weekend. Alderman Austin. Did y'all see that story? She said that she was unable to be medically unable to go to trial, her federal case, and so she was asking for it to be dismissed. And then they followed her to the beauty supply store, into the beauty shop where she didn't have no help or no aid, and now they're saying,
ain't nothing wrong with her.
There's nothing wrong. You are fit to stand trial, and now they're saying they want it as soon as possible. Now, I must tell you that I am sorry to hear that. And it is not lost on me that she is in trouble for $5,000 worth of appliances. And they are trying to get her to go to court as soon as possible. And Ed Burke trial ain't till 2024, and he shook the whole world. Now, I gotta tell y'all, black folks, the white tricks don't work for us. So you gotta stick with it. If you gonna play it, you gotta stick with it, cause you know it's somebody gonna tell. And y'all know black women trying to get their hair at the shop. You could, man. I'm sorry to hear that Alderperson Austin is getting caught up, and now they're trying to expedite. It's funny though that the FBI has time and resources to go against that, to go get her. I know how y'all feel, but y'all realize Ed Burke's trial is not till 2024. Let's break this down. Ed Burke his office got papered and investigated 4 years ago now. He still got 2 years before he goes to trial. Okay, let me say that again. Ed Burke, no shit. I'm not trying to even slam him, but
I mean, if your wife was on the Supreme Court, you would be having your trial in 40 years too. You gonna show up in a wheelchair. You gonna get you a COVID waiver. You gonna do every legal maneuver at your disposal.
And he got $12 million plus 50 more.
Didn't he get somebody a promotion to the chief of staff or something? Like what? Like it was.
Hey, remember check this out. Ed Burke is so gangster that he had his judge leave the regular court and got appointed to be the underboss to the head of the Supreme Court. And guess where they went to school at? Notre Dame, the Irish capital of the world. It'd be crazy, man. It'd be crazy. Whew. Anybody watch Celebration Bowl? I did.
What's that?
See, that was the SWAC versus MEAC champions. Oh, okay. It was the national championship for the HBCUs. Deion's last game at Jackson State. Famo, that was a game. And to see Shador, like they all, bro. First of all the people, there was so many people who wanted to see Deion lose. And I sure wanted him to win that game. I really did. And they did everything. And you know who blew it for him? A white tight end on Jackson State. White, look, bro, the ball is, look, they got Shador all backed up. Dog, he was on some Justin Fields like, it's 4th and 9. This boy puts the ball, like, you ever seen one of them, like, you know how when you playing football and they say when you catch, you throw it like this and you trying to get, it was dead in the triangle, the white boy dropped it. And that was the end. And it was just like, it was an unsatisfying victory. And I was just mad shout out to North Carolina, whatever university. It's one of them. But I just felt like, man, dog, it was bogus. But too many people was happy to see Deion lose. I was just happy to see. I thought it was a great game. It brought a lot of attention. And can I just tell you, I have a challenge. Am I wrong for having a challenge with the women color commentators on football? Talking about the hits. Like that, he's...
Yes.
It's like the barbershop, dog. It's like, oh, by the way, I went to the barbershop yesterday, too. And the women was there, and I was talking smack, and then they was like, when I came in, the barber was like, damn, you did a whole... He said, everybody came up in here talking about, you did a whole show on the women in the barbershop. I was like, man, all these cackling women up in here on our show, this is our space. And I didn't even realize they got them a damn chair at the shop now. So I was talking smack, I was talking mad smack, but I went an hour early. By the way, yes, my barber does cut on Sundays. Riis, so I'm like, man, I was like, Clee, man, I had to let you have it. I was like, all these women up in our barbershop, they talking smack. They don't know when. They should be quiet at the barbershop. Just be quiet. Just be quiet. Like, if you here and it's all men, it's okay, but now all of a sudden they want, man, some lady linked up while she was getting her eyebrows done at my barbershop. Talk about, yeah, we in here. I was like, Clee, I'm about to have to, I was like, you gave them a chair now? They got a chair now? And then you got them ducked off in the back. So we can't even be talking and can't see them. And she linked up like it was supposed to be some authority, like I was supposed to be scared. She linked up like, yeah, we in here. Now what? I wanted to go over there and push her thing while her eyebrows was getting done so she could have one eyebrow. What you doing in the barbershop on a Sunday morning getting your eyebrows did? Whew. Am I crazy? This is too much for me, man.
Gotta let the women commentate, man.
Huh? I'm not feeling women commentate. Like, I'm okay with the Pam Olivers on the sideline.
It gives the game a different aspect.
It certainly does. It does. It gives it a whole... I'd be like, now what you...
Women can understand the game now, man. He like, nah.
You play. Not everybody plays.
They want to allow women to play.
No, get out there. Get on out there. I'm sure somebody want. It's okay. I just felt like it's almost like a force fit. Like it's like a force fit. But what can I do? I'ma stop. I just realized there's no safe space for the man in this world today. Man cave. Mugs be down in the man cave talking about, what y'all doing down here? Huh.
They be watching Real Housewives in the man cave.
In the man cave. Turn this channel. Lord have mercy. Get a man some. Karen Bass, new mayor of Los Angeles, says that she is going to start moving the homeless from the streets of Los Angeles into motels. Do y'all realize that the people who are homeless probably want to be outside? I do some affordable housing, and so we were doing some homeless housing, and one of the challenges with it is that even if you put them in, you give them a place, they don't want to stay. Now, one of the things that we've learned is that if we put them in a place with a balcony and leave the door, like leave it open, they'll sleep on the balcony and then eventually move inside. But it's a process, and it gave me thinking about Mantino, right? Do you remember Mantino when there was the home, it was a I remember it was like a psychiatric hospital there.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It seems to me that a lot of this homeless crisis that we haven't seen is really the people who were in those mental health facilities that are now. It's like now I'm starting to understand the reason why the mental health facilities were. Like, and now I think, like, what does this mean? So she's going to take people from their tents, put them in a motel, and then what's she going to do? Lock them in? Like, you going to put them in the hotel to say you've dealt with the problem, but if you don't give them the wraparound support services, the medication, all of those different things, they're going to be back outside, or those places are going to become dens of stuff. And now they're saying that, like, she's like, we have 40,000 homeless people. We can't put them all in poor neighborhoods. And so now they're saying homeowners associations are fighting all of the homeless people coming to their neighborhoods. It's a weird thing because I know that I would not want to necessarily open a shelter. I you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always NIMBY, not in my backyard. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it always be in our backyard.
But I think if we're seeing that they're putting like migrants into hotels and stuff, then I think it's a great option for the homeless. If I'm gonna be homeless, I'll be homeless in Cali too, though. Like the weather, like anybody trying to be homeless in Chicago, so I go to Cali too.
Well, they said it's 40,000 homeless people on the streets, and it's aggressive. They said
that's a good place. I mean, I think if you put them, I think concentrated poverty is an issue, but also poverty spread around. And it ain't enough resources to send this care team to this side of the city and this side of the city. You put them all in one spot. You go from floor to floor, provide them with the resources. But I think it really does speak to a lack of help, just, with resources. So you got to concentrate them to make it easier to just walk up and down the floors.
Ooh.
Sadly, because you can't necessarily institutionalize them, right?
Yeah, you can. They did in the past. Remember, they used to just come pick you up. They used to have a wagon, like it used to be on the cartoons. Like, you be out somewhere and you ain't got nowhere to go. You ain't finna stay right here. They'll send a wagon for you, and you'll be on your way home, on your way to what you call that? What's that?
Like a state type of hospital.
Yep. And
but those turned into jails. That's what. That's what they do. They just lock people up now.
Well, now, or they send them to the senior home and say, y'all seniors figured out why you got these people rolling through your joints.
They call them rehabilitation facilities or something, right?
But the problem is, they be terrorizing the.
Yep, I agree.
Like, so if you are a senior citizen and they decide they're going to start moving homeless people in, then you find out that the seniors that are in those who are mixed in with the people that are not mentally stable, and they become predators.
It's a state hospital in Kankakee called Shapiro, one of the biggest employers in Kankakee. I know a lot of people that done put their families through college and like a nice, decently middle-class lifestyle from working at Shapiro. But you are spot on with how they just be mixing in people.
Right. And then you got homeless, like, criminals mixed in with seniors that can't defend themselves. And it's I don't know how you manage that. Like, cause I definitely would not want an elder of mine to be in a place where there are guys that are 40, 50 with mental issues, but be rolling through the buildings. And a lot of times the people, I was reading this story about what just happened in the federal penitentiary where a guy got locked into a cell and he got raped in the cell, and he kept saying, this dude is trying to get me, and they just closed the door and said, we'll report it to a manager. And I just think about like a homeless person or an old person being stuck in a room with a person and nobody caring. And they get abused for all of this time, and who is really monitoring that? And I often feel like when you see people at these places, whether it's a senior home or whatever, they really have in certain ones have a lack of passion or compassion.
Oh my goodness, yes.
They be like, get your old butt, if you got to clean, and I just think about I remember the process of a family member being put in a senior home and like the terrible options. And then I think about the people who had money who was like, I'm not going, like there's some of these senior places, it'd be like popcorn, it'd be like a party. Like if you got wealth and you can afford to give them the space.
Dance classes.
Yep, dance classes, they got all of it. Like they got restaurants, they have like real food, like they do Thanks. And then there's the ones that if you're poor and your parents that you don't want your people to go to, and then it's like, and it's a profit center, like a huge profit center, because you get all of the state pays for all of it. Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. Argentina wins the World Cup, so. Like everybody, like y'all be cracking me up. Like all the black. I had to talk about my man Amit. He was like, "This soccer game is so exciting." I was like, "How many touchdowns did they score?" I know you Americans are. Look, man, you ain't getting me to soccer. I'm with football until the last CTE victim is not playing no more.
You know the thing I noticed about the World Cup, and my daddy pointed this out. He said it's a whole lot of Africans that's on all of these teams.
And ask them how they get treated. Have you listened to the Africans be like, man, they love us when we win, but when we mess up, it be like, nigga, go back.
Even the USA soccer team, the people that look black, they from like,
Freddie Adu.
So it's just interesting. It's like baseball now.
But shoot, it's like basketball too, though. Are y'all paying attention to what's happening in basketball? You see that it's NBA Africa now, and NBA Africa is now, that's like the Embiids of the world. Like right now, the NBA is investing. What's my man who was the coach of the Raptors or whatever that won with Kyrie? I mean, not with
you mean
the general manager.
And they went to like the Denver. And
yeah. Him. Think about that coach that kicked Jada Pinkett kicked Brandy to the curb. What's her name? Nia Long. Yeah. So there's a big move to the NBA to start recruiting players from Africa because they're taller, stronger, more right. And so don't be surprised if shortly the United States, and we're starting to lose our dominance anyway, right? But they like in Africa, they can find 7 foot. Look at Bo, right? He was 6'10" in 8th grade.
I don't like how you said that. It sound like basketball slavery in a way. They going over there.
They auto, dog. Okay, so they going.
Bring them to me. Bring them to.
Hey, bro. They be out there. They be like, run, jump, run. They can run. Think about the Kenyans, man. Think about if you could find you a Kenyan basketball player that runs a 26 mile that had to run from lions his whole time. He ain't never gonna have to take a timeout. Think about it.
7 feet tall.
7 foot tall.
You know what I'm saying? And he run a 4.3 40, huh?
And there was warriors. The Zulus. I'm telling you.
I think it's really too like the evolution of the game because you got like these 7 foot ball handlers shooting these threes with these super cold moves, and that's Africans. So like they developing they young people different.
Yep. Lions. We are going to beat the Chicago Bulls. Oh, Riis. It's going to be. Why you look like that? I'm going to get a letter from the African.
Oh, no, I just don't like that. I don't like how the NBA, they setting up camp over there.
Let me tell you what. All y'all talkative Negroes. Oh, they finna LeBron. Oh, you want to talk about Jerry Jones? Let me take a brother who ain't 8 and 6 years and feed him a steak regular. Y'all look, they gonna be like, thank you NBA. We are grateful for your opportunity to leave the island, to leave the continent. And then Riis, all you ungrateful Negroes talking about y'all want. Look, the NBA got to get these salaries back down. Y'all, the Americans, look, Joe. 200 million? Nah, they like, look, Joe, we can go to the source and we can start this all back at like 100,000. Man, no, they be like, you think somebody coming from Africa wouldn't be happy to get $1 million a year to play basketball?
Man.
Shoot. Meanwhile, y'all around here talking about y'all want to own some? And the Big Three? Big Three gonna be all the black players. Y'all gonna remember how baseball we used to dominate? Now you can't. Remember it was a Negro league? They starting the African League on y'all. Okay. All right. Keep on talking smack. Keep on getting on them press conferences talking about Africa. Talk about you, the natural man. Oh, these Kyries of the world? Oh, no. And then, you got LeBron in on it too? Oh, y'all want to be free? Y'all don't want to shut up and dribble? Oh, we can find us some Negroes that will shut up and dribble. And they 7'2" with handles. that we got from age 0. You should watch that special.
That's why I don't like you. See how you said from age 0. I feel like the NBA.
They breeding them
over there and they paying them off doing that sounds like basketball slavery to me.
Same with baseball.
Playing for food.
It sounds like
You want to eat good every day? You gotta be like, it's over there. I'm just telling you. And in the meantime, it's like it's funny because everybody over black players over there. You know, like you training your replacement. Training your replacement. You should have seen that. There was a special on 60 Minutes maybe earlier this year. I saw it, and they were talking about that guy. I can't think of the coach, Riis, but he is now taking the spearhead of NBA Africa, saying, "Look, we can get these athletes at an early age, and if we can get them to stop playing soccer and start playing basketball, we can have a whole evolution. And if I'm the African, you don't got to be like these troublesome Negroes y'all got over here. Yeah, okay. They're well-spoken. They speak the King's English. They're mannerable. They're grateful.
King's English.
Femo, you know what the King's English is, though, right? Because when we got colonized, like go to Zimbabwe. Them dudes be talking better English. They talk the most proper English, and they wear them white powder wigs. Do you know how crazy it is to see all them black people in Africa wearing them white George Washington wigs with a tail, with a braid and a curl? And I'd be like, Femo, this is crazy. Anyway, okay, sorry. And then is Madigan still playing politics? They're saying that he is playing in the 23rd ward. He's throwing around. I feel like the mystique of Madigan is that I feel like we ain't got over the Wizard of Oz yet. Like, I mean, I hear you, and I know everybody wants to. I'm not saying that his old squad ain't still up to their tricks, but I just find it hard to believe that he, under federal indictment, can't really come outside, is still messing around unless he's still telling on people. I'm just saying, the reason that him and Burke ain't going to jail is because they got a lot of people to tell on. A lot. They got years of people to tell on. Like, who else you want? They telling everybody business right now. And then y'all let's everybody send up a prayer for Mayor Lightfoot. She got COVID, man. She want to take it home to your mamas.
Move along.
I'm just saying. So let's send up a prayer for Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who is suffering from COVID. All right, y'all. I know this show is way behind, so let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then we come back. Have y'all been hearing about Lil Romeo and Master P? Mm-hmm. Man, we going to talk about that because, Lord have mercy. Master P, you know, Master P, make him say, His son said, He said, Dad, why you be fronting? You act like you love us. You be on TV talking about how great you are, but we been living month to month since 18. I was like, Dad, dog, how you gonna put your daddy out there like that? He was like, because I'm traumatized. Lil Romeo was traumatized growing up. I remember I was traumatized with Lil Romeo one time. You know how I was? So we brought Lil Romeo and Master P to the circus, and the elephants got loose. And Master P was super cool, but he wasn't. Because when he left Lil Romeo like a mug, dog. When them elephants got there, he was gone. And Lil Romeo was standing there. I was like, come on, man, let's go. But he was traumatized. So we're going to talk about this because he blaming his daddy. I'm like, dang, dog. You was Lil Romeo. How you gonna blame your daddy at 35? I don't know how old he is now. How old is Lil Romeo? He got to be
about 35, 34, something.
35, 34? Dang. All right, so he's still mad at his daddy. We gonna talk about that. Like, what's his daddy's response? Dude, you're 35. You better...
33.
33. You better get a job, homie. Daddy can't do it forever. How long your daddy supposed to hold on to you? Anyway, we'll talk about it all when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Mo, plus my man, DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something We gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed and solve wrong.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, and my girl, Ruthie Moore, in the building. And y'all, we are way, way, way behind, but I feel like it's Christmas week. You ain't got no job. What you say? How it used to go on Friday? It's Friday. It's Monday. Christmas is a week away. Less than a week away. No stress, no stress, no stress. Just be blessed. Blessed by the best. You already know the rest. No stress. We right here in the building. But, yeah, Tennille's triggered because I said Master P. Why you mad because I said Master P? Because, okay, y'all want to know a story? All right, I'm going to tell y'all a story real quick before we go down the path. So, y'all know that we used to represent the circus. Well, Tennille still, shout out to Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey. They will be back next year, which Tennille will be managing that outreach. But one of the first times we did something, we did a concert with Master P. One of our signature programs at the circus was Master P, was doing concerts at arenas, right? So like it'd be a pre-show or a post-show concert. So we did Master P and Lil Romeo did a performance at the United Center for us, right? So we was all good. That's when I don't want to show the pictures because I had on a fake Gucci hat. Back in the day, I used to wear counterfeit stuff. Anyway, so then, we met him. It was cool. So then, I don't know if y'all remember Roxy, but Roxy was she was the host of 106 and Park with Terrence J. But she started out at Power 92, right? And like for a minute I managed her and all that kind of stuff. And we was handling the stuff. So she got the job at BET and talked me into hosting a concert, hosting Master P to do her like BET party, right? And so I was like, and he was on Dancing with the Stars. So I just thought we was gonna make a killing. So I talked to Neil into spending, like we had a big old Christmas bonus. Like we was like, so it's December, right? And so at December, you start paying off all your bills so you can have whatever the end of the year is. And then we was going, this was like the first time we was in profit. And so we was going to make a killing. I think we was supposed to split up like $25,000, right? At the end of the year. Or like we was going to split 50. And we was both going to get 25, and it was going to be a great Christmas. And I so I was like, but Master P is on Dancing with the Stars. I think, did he win? Or it was pretty close. Something. He was a finalist. And so we wound up spending, and this when we had the big office and everything. So we wound up getting this venue that nobody could ever get. We put all the pieces together. Then they told us the minute before we didn't have a liquor license, so I had to spend all the money to go buy the liquor. And then Master P wanted his money in cash, and I thought it was going to be like hooking, like I thought we was going to get the hookup because Roxy knew him or whatever because they was from New Orleans. And Riis, we threw the party. I just knew we was going to make our money back at least. We blew it all. And it was like, Tennille was like, you mean to tell me I was about to have $25,000 and you, in your infinite wisdom, blew it on a party for this broad? I was like, it wasn't for her. I thought we was going to have the biggest, like the radio station was pumping it up. Everybody was calling. I just thought it was going to be the biggest thing. It was right before Christmas. I was like, we going to win. Man, we lost it all. I don't think Tennille talked to me for a whole nother, like for the rest of the month. She just didn't even talk to me.
It went from a 24-hour rule to a 24 days.
Woo!
24 days rule.
Like, I don't think she came to the office. I don't think, it was like, I was like, Tennille, like.
You're getting a day for every 1,000 I ain't get, okay? 25
So
days.
now when I say Master P, she be like, but look, I thought we was going to win. It wasn't for her. It was for I thought we was gonna make a killer.
What happened? Did Master P not show up?
He showed up. He wasn't that big of a star though. It wasn't like you know how you excited about a celebrity and it's like they getting all this TV time and all that stuff and you be like, ooh, this is the biggest thing ever, right? You'll make a killing. It seemed like a no-brainer. No brain, for real. Boom. You know what else? You know else did that? Tweet. I did it for Tweet too. And I lost. That's why I stopped doing concerts like that. Now I do small stuff. But we did, or I got to get a sponsor, not me. Usually I was the sponsor. Like when I'd be like, oh, we can do it.
Did you get Tweet when she was at least?
Yes, we had Tweet the day before she was on Jay Leno. Like, dog, we had Tweet like she was, whatever that song was.
There goes my shirt.
It was like she was the biggest artist in the country at the time. And then the problem was everybody and their mama was calling me. And Tennille was like, man, you know, like when you, Riis, like when you have, like, for me, I never paid to go to a party. I never paid to go to a concert. So when we had Tweet, everybody would call me and be like, Maze, man, I done hooked you up for 20 years now. This your first. Oh, God. Another one. Yeah, so I'm out the concert game unless it's a small venue. But Tennille, she said she's triggered by the Master P conversation. Because, yeah, we lost 50 grand. But can I tell y'all something? Let me tell y'all. I must be honest. It was a learning lesson. And I must also say that we recovered. Tennille, thank you very much. But we did recover. So I just think, though, that she said she was triggered. But this, how do we get to Master P? Oh, Master P. So Master P. So I was scrolling through Instagram yesterday when I saw that there was that Lil Romeo had written a long Instagram post to his dad, Master P, and in which he said, basically, stop the cap, stop the lies, stop the, right? You got this big house and you do all this stuff, but it's really a front, and you do all this stuff for everybody else, but you don't do nothing for your kids. He was like, you know, since I was 18, we've been living month to month. Me and my brothers and sisters ain't seeing all of this fronting, all this money that y'all talking about that you got, etc. And he was like, you know, and I was traumatized. And he said, oh, by the way, I never made $1 off of any of the money, any of the music that I did from when I was a kid growing up. And I was just like, dang. Then Master P was like, man, these kids out here tripping. I done provided you a great life and da-da-da-da-da-da, and now you out here blaming me and you go on social media. And then he says, Dad, well, I was trying to talk to you about it, and I came to you, and you didn't really want to hear it, and so I just needed to put it out here on social media. And so it got me to thinking, right? Like, about parental responsibility. And Ruthie, correct me if I'm wrong, if I didn't get it right. If there's pieces that I missed that you saw, let me know. But
I would say the initial triggering was because Master P lost a daughter, Romeo's sister, to suicide. And I guess Master P put up a tribute post to the Ellen DJ, the one that committed suicide, Twitch. Uh-huh. And that's what, since we're using the word triggered, that's what triggered Romeo to write a post about how you on social media talking about, you know, giving condolences for this person and his family, but you wasn't there for your own family during that same sort of suicide, mental illness thing. That's like the initial.
Okay. Oh, thing. That's good. That's a good perspective. So that's a good perspective. And so I want to talk about it. Riis, hit the button.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
When do parents' responsibility, and this Ruthie kind of changes a little bit of the dynamic of the question, but I do want to talk about it. But I want to know, when does the parents' responsibility to provide for the child end. And I was thinking about it from the perspective of really the economics, right? The economic part of it, in that, because the part that I caught up on, which is probably what I always catch up on, is the economics, not the emotional. But the part that I got was like he was saying, you know, you fronting, we've been living check to check, you do all this stuff for other people, but don't do it for your own kids. And stop the cap, stop the lies, stop the performance. And P was like, you know, I did all I could for my kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And Ruthie, that really does add some perspective. But I want to talk about, like, what is the parent's responsibility there? And even in that conversation, well, I don't know what he did during his daughter. Did he not acknowledge his daughter's death?
I guess, that's the internal part that we don't know about. Like, they had some internal family drama related to that. And I guess it was some wounds that cut pretty deep.
Got it. So so Gemini says that the original post wasn't about money. I guess my thing is it was weird for me to see him come out against his father publicly on social media. Now, maybe that's because I'm a dad, and I also recognize that I would tell you that the children of people who are famous or who are in the public sight probably in some way, shape, or form do take a L to the masses in some cases. But I wonder what role does Master P have, I don't know what's going on, in providing for his family and providing for their mental well-being? And then the issue of his sister dying of suicide, I don't know. I was thinking about this whole, now I really have a not different perspective, but it throws me off a little bit. But I want to talk about it because I do think that one of the things that I see regularly is children looking backwards and saying what should have happened or what their parents should have done. And I would argue, at least on the Master P side, that you do the best that you can to get your children off to adulthood successfully. And you can't, what you mean you can't hear? Is the sound on? So I would like to know, when does the parent's responsibility to provide for the child end? Now, I would be honest with you and tell you that I probably will always be there for my kids. I'll always try to be aid and assist. But it seemed like Romeo was upset that his father didn't give him everything that he felt he needed growing up. And then I saw the economics and the dad, him saying that I never got money and I'm living month to month, etc. So I want to talk about it. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What is the parent's responsibility, and when does it end to provide for the child? I also want to talk about the fact that parenting is an experiment. Not an experiment, but you don't always get it right. Because I think a lot of times for parents, they trying to figure it out themselves. The first kid, they trying to figure it out. Right? And then the second kid, they be like, all right, I think I got it. The third kid, they be like, do what you want to do. Right? I'm old. I don't even, look, whatever you want to do is cool. Let me buy you a car so I don't got to take you nowhere. Right? But I wonder, can you blame your parents for your outcomes? Should you blame your parents for your outcomes? And then how much responsibility do you put on your parents for your outcomes? And when does your responsibility when does your responsibility as a child, when can you not blame your parents and say you are now an adult and you have to now take the responsibility of it? And I do think that the suicide piece of it, I don't know how anybody copes with that, right? And I think everybody tries to figure that out. And I also think that a lot of times children don't know what their parents are going through because you're not necessarily supposed to. So I want to open up the phone lines. I want to get a call. I want to talk about it. He said that we were living month to month, that we don't get money, that we haven't been receiving. It's not all that it's cracked up to be. And I would tell you that a lot of times that's most families. Like most outward presentation, no one really shows their flaw. Well, nowadays the young people do, right? They be like, man, I was exposed to this is my issue, etc. And I think we got to figure that out. But I also wonder, like, what are the parents? What is your responsibility in there? And when do the parents get to tap out? Or when do the parents say, you got to figure it out because I did my best? Caller, give us a call, 872-259-7474. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. Lil Romeo, a lot of people that's the other part. A lot of people on the post was like, Dag, dog, you had a good life. Man, your daddy provided you with a house, a crib, a whole bunch of other stuff. And he was like, it ain't about the economics. It's about my mental well-being, and it's about my, right? And I would say that probably most parents in my age generation didn't come up with the whole mental health thing. It was like we had to fight it out. Like you had to work it out. It was like, wasn't nobody going to stop and be like, oh, you've been traumatized, so we're going to cry for you now. It was, fam, we learned, this happened to me as a child. I got to move past it. You got to move on. You got to keep going. You don't stop. And I'm curious to know, how does that, like, work? Because I know that I grew up, there was no, like, oh, Dad, please. You know, I had one Brady Bunch moment every once in a while. But the reality was, it was like, fam, this is a world. You got to go. You got to make it happen. I knew my parents loved me, right? But I don't know that I don't know that I would call the things trauma. I think I don't want to say it's an excuse, but I do feel like, man, we got to figure out a way. I'm curious. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. When does the responsibility of a parent leave? Caller? Hola.
Hello.
Hello.
You got me? I'm Ron from Indy.
Ron from Indy. What's up? You ain't the other Ron. What's up? All the way from Indy? How you getting us in Indy, man? What part of Indy?
Man, iHeart.
Okay, iHeart? We ain't even on iHeart.
Call you all the time.
Okay, what's up, man? Well,
no, you too. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was about to say iHeart. Now, dang, somebody plugged us up. If I got an iHeart contract, let me know. But what's up, man? What's up, Ron? Talk to me. When do the parents responsibility?
I call you all the time. Here's the part from the kid's point of view. See, the grass is always greener. From the parent side, here's my thing with all of these entertainers and these black athletes and stuff like this. These guys don't send their kids to college. They don't educate their kids, man. They come out of the inner cities and everything, and I guess the education value is not there. Making all of this money, but your kid is not getting tutoring, is not getting prepared for college, and they don't go to college so they can take care of themselves. Kids are just as broke as they was when they was in the inner city. Get them. They don't understand, man. They drinking kiss style and partying with all of that money. It's the dumbest rocks, man. They just don't see the value. And they look at the Jacksons, man. All the millions and millions of dollars they made. Not one of those kids went to college. really even go to high school. They had some tutoring thing. It was like a high school equivalent that they wrote out for them, and they had no education. But I don't understand how people just don't get the value of an education.
Well, hold on. Master P's son went to hold on, but Master P's son went to USC, right? He went there on a basketball scholarship.
Well, he went there because he had a basketball scholarship. But the rest of them, where does the rest of the family go? He was a standout because he was an athlete. It wasn't because his daddy value of education.
Okay, so
did he graduate? What is he doing? How much? And see, I see this. Look, man, because I deal with people that never went to college, and they don't understand. You go to college the first semester from the inner city, you end up on academic probation. Second semester, flunked out. You get back home, you're telling all your buddies and stuff how prejudiced white folks were and how they did you wrong and all that kind of stuff. When you and I know, you flunked out. Well, and you came home and you fell back on the regular life. Why he this and why he that? No. That's just, man, I used to work for the university. First semester academic probation, January. Semester by spring, you didn't go nowhere, man. First of all, you didn't have enough education in public schools where you came from to even compete academically these schools and these kids from these other communities in these suburbs. You know that. People don't know that. That ain't never been to college. When they come back, man, it's easy for them to believe it out. It was whitey. White folks' problem. Because we don't have the inertia to come. The small stuff, even get into the position to even compete.
Okay. I appreciate that. I think that's a good point. I would say that Lil Romeo, we got callers? Okay. In my estimation, Lil Romeo had access and information and the ability to do and to take what he did with his dad and turn it into something. Right? Like, I do think that there is a sense of entitlement, and I think that children who come from that style also think that they're supposed to live the same lifestyle as their parents after they get out of their parents' house, right? Like somebody telling me that you live month to month, fam. It's just interesting. I'm curious to know, what role does Master P have in the long term? Let me not say long term success, because I think I'm always going to be invested in my children. So that's not my point. But does he owe him? Does he owe him after 18 to make him to be on his lifestyle, or does he have to keep up? Like, when does the responsibility become Lil Romeo's? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Caller, you there?
Hey. Good morning, Maze.
Good morning,
sir.
Good morning. I'm not sir. Who this?
Hey, this is Alan, Chris from the South Side.
What up, man? From the South Side, how you feeling?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm pretty good for a Monday morning. It's good to hear your voice, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm like you. I will forever, as long as I can, do for my kids. And at the same time, teach them how to make it on their own. I'm really surprised. I'm kind of surprised that, Lil Romeo has a beef with his dad. Because I remember when he was a kid, his dad, kind of invested in him. And Master P had a good, I think from my eyes, they had a pretty good relationship. But as you were saying, that when kids, when they have celebrity parents, there is a level of entitlement, it seems. I'm thinking about Wendy Williams' kid. He was upset because he's losing his apartment. And she was paying $1 million for that apartment in a month, I believe. But it was a lot of money, and he's in college too. But you know, we do for our kids, and sometimes we can't do what they expect us to do, or we can't maintain a level because you know, of our personal situation. But you know, at some point, kids have to understand too, when our situations change, it affects them, and they have to be understanding. You know. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Like, thanks, fam. Is Lil Romeo entitled to live at the same level as his dad at 30, 33, 35? What has he done to put himself in that position? Now, somebody said that he didn't get paid from all of the stuff that he did as a young person. There's some to that I say yes, and I would hope that his dad would have put some money up from him, but also he provided for his lifestyle all the way up until. So I don't know. I personally would probably try and put my kids' money in the bank, but we don't know what all the costs were associated with it. Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. Now, if he spent his money on himself, I'd be, you know, that's an interesting situation. But shoot, if I got to pay for your lifestyle, you got to contribute to it. The Carly, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
As far as the Maze Jackson Show, I am the Ron. I am the Ron.
Ron is like, I am the Ron for the Maze Jackson Show. Yeah, Ron, but I heard you the Ron for the Maze Jackson Show, the Perry Small Show, for the Score. I heard you are Ron on everybody's show. So let me just tell you, I used to feel extra special, but you know, when you call in, all the people be like, hold on, I heard Ron on Perry Show, then I heard Ron on the Score, and I heard him on AM 1000, and then it's like, oh, hold on, so you the Ron on everybody's show? Nah, then I say to them, no, Ron, this is what I say. What y'all doing listening over there? How you know?
Right, hey, no, on those other shows, I'm just Ron. I'm the Ron on Maze. My bad. But look here, I'm gonna answer the question. Maze, my father told me, and I was fortunate to have my father. He was 91 years old. Told me all my life, as long as you are being responsible, long as you're being responsible. Now, and he started that with Maze when I was young. He was working as a bagger at Jewels. My father would tell me, he said, put down the time you have to be at work. And I remember he would tell me, ain't no more out there being out there playing ball. You have a job now. So, but he always taught me being something. So, in turn, man, I was grown. And my father would always tell me, I will always help myself as long as they are being responsible and doing what's right. Now, that has worked for me, man, because as of July, I am happily, successfully retired. That's why I'm on the radio all the time. I'm retired, man. But no, and my children, my young son, 33, got his master's, started my family and his wife. Me and my wife, we still in help. Because you know what? Because he's got his education. He works. Fiance just got a PhD in nursing. But they're doing some of their life. So why wouldn't I help? Why wouldn't I help? And I don't even think it's an obligation. You know what it is, man? It's a pleasure. So that I will just say that it is a pleasure. I will continue because you know why? Because he has done what he's supposed to do, and so I will help you. I would never turn my back on my children. So that's the answer your question.
Ron, what if he went on social media
every morning?
Thank you, Ron. What if he went on social media and was like, "You really ain't all that, Dad. You could have did more."
Well, you know what, Nate? That's one of them things. I can't even think about that. I just know the love that my son and the respect. See, that's the key word, the respect. So, and if he did, I just say, well, that's his opinion. I can't change, but I would just know in my heart that I did with Maze. You know what? There are a lot of things I probably can't predict. I can predict that'll never happen. So you have a wonderful day, Maze. I know that
So have a great day, man. I'm listening to you every morning. I get my coffee and sit and listen to you, man, and just have always enjoyed. You know, I'm your biggest fan. Thank you, man.
Thank you. And not fans, fams, right? We don't do fans here. We got family. And you know, it's family. We don't always agree, but we will work it out. Look, I'm going to take a quick break because I got to call to school. So let's take a quick break. And then, Riis, we going to come back. We going to continue the conversation. Master P, Lil Romeo, like, my dad don't be doing all the stuff that he do for everybody else. And so he said he was not feeling being his dad capping for everybody. You know, I thought he was wearing a baseball hat, but y'all know cap mean lying. So we're going to talk about it a little bit more. He says he does a lot for the gram, but not for the fam. So we'll talk about it all when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Shout out to Ron. We got any calls on the line, Riis? Anybody? Call us, parents. How long and how hard you going? And is there what is the measurement of when you going to keep on helping and when you going to tap out, right? Tennille is triggering me right now because she said, you better work and go. I feel a certain way. Tennille talk about me. One of these days, I'm going to get it. Because Reagan be working. She got the whole package. I fell off. I did. I know I fell off because I don't be pressing so hard. But I also hope that my child will learn from my experience and learn from the fact that I work so hard that it will rub off. We'll talk about it some more when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Well, since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay that fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Oh, yeah. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
And I look across the water, and I think of all the things, what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, why don't you come on over,
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said. Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets where hood legends DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore. My man, DJ Riis, the ruling the ones and twos. Okay, Gemini says, it's amazing that we turned this post into money when it was really initially about mental health. I could hear you on that, but I often feel like mental health is the excuse. It's a new excuse, but an excuse nonetheless. Junior said, man, we talk about what we are owed as black people, but talking about kicking our kids out. I'm not talking about kicking my kids out, but what I will tell you is my kid don't get to come and tell me, oh, woe is me, I have a mental health issue, so now I can't work, and now because of you traumatized me 25 years ago, my life is a failure now. And the trauma, and I'm not exactly sure the trauma would have been. But again, I think I grew up in an era where, man, I'm not like, we look for an excuse to not succeed. I'm not going to say my childhood upbringing was the best. It's a lot of things that I was forced to learn as an adult that maybe my parents didn't even know, right? They weren't aware. They didn't have those options, and we had to push through. And I do feel like when things don't go our way, there's often, I hear mental health, or I hear the challenge of mental health and trauma that the kids went through at an early age. And I'm not here to judge your life, but I do think there comes a point in your adulthood where either you accept it and say, I'm going to be different, or you're going to go down the path. At 33, Famo, you might need to Google a therapist, right?
He said he tried to talk to his daddy, but social media seemed to be the only way.
And I'm saying he said he tried to talk to his daddy, and social media said, did it get him the outcome that he wanted? Does that now bring you closer? Now what it does is what you
I don't have a famous daddy, and you are kind of famous, and your children know that you kind of famous. But your social media pretty much matches up with who you are. But imagine if it didn't, and the agony that a child must feel to see their daddy on social media saying A, B, C, and X, Y, and Z, but they know at home that it's not the same persona. That has to be agonizing, and that's what Lil Romeo was kind of calling out. But I think that because you are like, your social media is authentic, like you a real person on social media, but a lot of celebrities are not, and it's really about their image and their brand. But you use your social media differently than Master P uses his social media. And Lil Romeo said his daddy addicted to social media. He said in a post, he deleted it, but he said his daddy addicted to social media.
And I think, but I don't know that his dad is on social media talking about mental health.
His dad, he was with the DJ Twitch thing, and that's what quote unquote triggered Romeo to be like, whoa, okay, you taking this too far. You basically talking about this other man and his family, but you're not addressing the mental health, I guess, issues that we're having internally in our family. So there's a disconnect between the stuff that you posting and the way you treating your own family.
That's interesting, because I often think like, you can observe on a situation. You can wish people good or bad. Like, I feel like it's applicable. Like, I think that you internalize what people pick what part they want to internalize. So I'm not going to debate the fact that Master P is addicted to social media, because I think 3/4 of the country is addicted to social media. And I think that everybody and their mama had a DJ Twitch post. That's interesting. I'll put that in the universe, but I wonder, how did he solve? What did that do for him?
It's now him and his daddy talking about it.
No, his dad said, I'm checking out, fam. If this the way you gonna do it, then I'm not.
I think it's gonna get them. It has to be agonizing to have to go on a social media platform to air out your grievances with your daddy. And I hope that this will. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get them the talking that they need to talk.
I don't know, man. I think
it's a cry for help. Really, that's what it was. And Master P said that Lil Romeo throwing a tantrum on social media.
He was, in my estimation, like that. He leveraged his sisters. Yeah, I'm gonna open up the phone lines. I do think that in this universe that we live in, I think people are always looking for the gotcha moment. They're always looking for the moment where something isn't in alignment, that could have impacted him. That DJ Twitch could have impacted him by how he felt about his own kid. Like, I don't know that anybody knows exactly what happens, and his father is a human being too, and probably didn't want to talk about or there's probably pieces of that probably are internalized that parents have. Like, parents have a lot that they carry in trying to maintain a place or a face for their children. I don't know. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What role does mental health play in growing up? This is a crazy, not a crazy conversation because I don't want to touch it on mental health, but I do think there's a lot, and it's a lot to unpack. I think that your children are going to probably see all of the best of you and all of the worst of you. I don't know that anyone presents the worst of them or their worst, lowest points to the public.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir. Who is this? James?
Jay, what's up, bro?
Man, we ain't heard from you in a long time, man. You been in the stay out the inboxes. What's going on, dog? How you feeling?
Sometimes I'm sleeping, man. I'm feeling pretty good, and sometimes I don't even know if you're working. I used to get notices from you.
So, man, you got to go back in James, you got to go back in and re-sign up for them. You know, they be trying to, Tiger said, I got a shadow ban. So you got to go back and go in and recheck up your notifications and sign up again. But we haven't heard from you in a long time, man. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, I try to listen to you as often as I can because I enjoy your show. I enjoy your personality, your brilliance, and the knowledge that you bring to us. I enjoy your sister as well. You know, y'all was raised by some good people, I can tell. You know, y'all some smart people. You know, and you're about to make me forget why I even called, trying to talk about you and your sister. But anyway, this Romeo dude, does he have a degree?
I don't know.
No, he didn't finish school.
I think. He didn't finish college?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I thought he had. I heard he was going to some.
He went to USC to play college basketball.
Oh, okay. But he's 33 years old right now. And I was wondering, does he have children?
Mm-hmm.
Master, he has kids?
He does have.
He got a daughter.
Okay.
Okay, so he does have a child. And he's 33 years old. And he's past that point of 25 where your brain is fully developed. You know, I think he may have some issues that he hasn't dealt with. His father may not be aware of, you know, but in my mind, his father doesn't owe him anything. And I'm not completely understanding what he has an issue, what issue he has with his father, because I didn't hear your whole show.
So his issue with his father, let me tell you real quick, James, so I can make sure, and I think Ruthie nailed it good. His issue with his father is that his father was on social media, I don't want to say grieving, but offering thoughts on the death of DJ Twitch. But Lil Romeo said he didn't have the same compassion or the same, what would you call it? The same feelings. He didn't express the same
internal family sensitivity.
He didn't explain. He didn't have the same internal family sensitivity in dealing with the suicide of his sister. Now I'm looking at somebody said that his Master P said his daughter. He tried to get his daughter help. She was on drugs. That didn't work. So that's really essentially a situation. I feel like Lil Romeo though, like, I don't know, man. I don't know that you know what your parents are going through. I think everybody thinks their parents are bionic. They don't know what their parents, the back end, because their goal is not to let you see that. So I'm not sure, but go ahead. James, your thoughts?
I think I just want to say I think I didn't know that, but if that's the situation, then Romeo don't understand the situation with people on drugs and this fentanyl and all that stuff. You know, I don't know if that's how she died, but when someone is on drugs, you know, you kind of gotta let them go on their own until they decide they want to figure it out and get off that stuff. You know, so if he blaming his father for that, then he don't understand the power of the drugs. And I was going to say some other things, but I didn't know about the drug issue. I thought Romeo was just being a baby about some money things. I didn't know it was about the issue with his sister on drugs. When someone is on drugs, you can do as much as you can, but you got to let them go. Okay. You know, you can't save them. You can't save them. You don't have the tools to deal with them. You know, they need to see a social worker or a psych, or they need to get a psychologist or psychiatrist. You know, they need to get somebody that's working in the field to talk them through some things. You know, to let them know that they understand what they're going through. I've dealt with people that's been on drugs. Hell, I had a woman that was on drugs. You know, loved the hell out of her. I loved the hell out of her too. You know, but I couldn't help her. All I did was waste a lot of money trying to help her. You know.
James, I think that's a very good point. And I do think that a lot of times, well, let me back up because I think Misinterpreted has a couple good points. His father is grieving his daughter in his own way. It's not up to anyone to judge how someone grieves, including their own grown children's judgment. And I think the other part is, yes, children do think that the world rotates in 360 degrees and 359 rotate around them.
You know, something that's happening, though, in the world of entertainment is people are paying more close attention to contracts within their childhood and what the outcomes were. And I think Little Romeo, the artist signed to his father, is different from Romeo Miller or Percy Miller Jr., the grown man who's 33. And he said that he didn't get paid a dime when he was signed to his dad. And that's a big... That's why Master P then said, "Oh, this is about the money."
So
that's how the money part came up.
So I would say that, man, his father provided him an excellent life, from economics. So I'm saying that Lil Romeo, when you got on, just like Mace Mad, Femo, if you the artist and you signed and you got a private jet to such and such, that's coming out. That's recoupable, Femo, right? Like, if you want to be business, then let's be business. So his son, and let's be clear, Lil Romeo wasn't that big. Let's be clear.
Yes, he was.
He was.
Yes.
Full disclosure, I know all Lil Romeo lyrics. I watched the TV show, every movie. Like, Lil Romeo was huge.
Yeah.
I gotta say this.
He had a whole show on Nickelodeon.
Okay. I'm just saying, how much did it pay?
He had cartoons.
Okay. I'm saying like this, fam. Like, the reality is your parents make the decisions.
But he can't go back and look at his contract and be like, "Dang, Dad, like I ain't getting nothing."
You got something, fam. Oh, you got something. You might not like what you got, but you got something. It's like, hindsight is 20/20. I just got to say, like, to me, the cost of raising a child and lifestyle, kids be like, "Oh, I had all this money. You had a pretty high profile lifestyle to match as well." Now, what?
Master P, like, to know what he did in the music industry and how he, like, revolutionized the album sales and the shares and the percentages, it's really shocking to hear his son say that outside of some cars and some gifts that he didn't get paid anything that I've accomplished as Lil Romeo.
That'd be interesting to see how that worked out. Like, I'd love to see the books. But I think kids always expect more. They think that it's more. They be like, you got it. Give it to me. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Hey, what's good, bro?
What up, Devo?
Hey, what's good? Hey, what's up, Riis? What's up, Ruthie? Good morning. Hey, we need to have more topics like this, because a lot of us, I'm in my 40s, so a lot of us grew up in that generation where the fathers wasn't in the house, and how that has ripple affected into the community, and how ultimately we parent our own kids. You know what I'm saying? So first thing people got to do is, man, they got to forgive their parents, because your parents only know the best of what they know. Specifically with this P thing, P from the projects. His brother was murdered, and his other brother is doing life if they ever get murdered out. So Romeo, low-key, probably been traumatized, but the daddy was there and saved them from a life in the project. So you really can't put no value on that. He took you around the world. Romeo was big. Romeo had a show on Nickelodeon. The sister had a show on Nickelodeon. That was a pretty decent show too. So, P done put them on reality shows, man. And then the two youngest one playing basketball. So, I mean, even if he's the worst father in the history of fathers, he still has provided for them kids the best that he can. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully they get some healing and some counseling. But man, you can't look back at your parenting and be like, man, when I was 8, I ain't get the Transformer or the G.I. Joe base that I wanted. So moms, you was a bad parent. Nah, man, shit. We ain't had no heat. We ain't had no. I remember one year we was boiling water on the popcorn popper. You know what I'm saying? Like, so man, you gotta let that stuff go and forgive your parents, man, because they were just doing the best that they can do. And looking back, we know society ain't got no better. So, man, ain't no telling what our parents had to do. So I land the plane on that, man. We just pray for peace and healing and communication and open lines of communication. You can see one thing, and I see the same thing completely different, man. So, hopefully you get the peace and the healing that they can, but they was definitely triggered by that Twitch thing. And other than that, I'm out, man. Y'all, I'm going to land a plane on that, and y'all have a great day, man. Peace. I love y'all.
All right. That's Devo. We got more calls. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. What up? Caller?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear? You around here telling people you can't hear on your thing. We around here checking stuff. You better start turning your volume up. What's up, Lucretia?
Hey everybody!
Just like a millennial. I can't hear, so the whole show is messed up. I can't. Go ahead. I'm just playing.
You know what? On a philosophical level, I actually think that you and some of your peers in your generation can't hear Little Romeo and what he's really trying to say. Y'all are acting as if he is being a bratty little kid, and that is not the situation at all. Lil Romeo and me are the same age. He's like 1 month older than me. And I've been following him a little bit, watching their reality show a little bit. So I think I know more than some of these elders, or not elders, but folks in your generation who've been calling in. And I think y'all are very misdirected and not reading the situation right at all. First of all, just for context, I want to say when Master P was divorcing his first wife, Sonia, or Lil Romeo's mom, Lil Romeo sided with Master P. Lil Romeo idolizes his father and has looked up to him and has always regarded him with a lot of respect. If you watch their reality show, you can just you would know that. You know what I'm saying? And Little Romeo is not.
Did you say if I watched the reality show, I would learn this?
Okay. Yeah, but even if you're not listening,
I'll stop trolling you. Go ahead.
Okay, but even if you don't have time to watch the reality show, go back and read the articles around this issue. Little Romeo, he's mad at his father. It's really about his father's fatherhood and also him as a man, right? Like Master P represents this figure in his community as somebody who you know, is a businessman and does a lot of stuff for the community. And he's what Little Romeo was saying, like, you may have this persona, this image, but you didn't do all that you could for your daughter. And for the people who are calling in and who said, oh, when people are on drugs, there's not a lot of you that you can do. Master P is a millionaire. Okay, he has the money and the resources to get. He has the money and the resources to get his daughter help.
He can force. So why is there so many dope fiends that are rich? Okay.
First of all, why was his daughter a dope fiend in the first place? Okay, let's talk about that. He was her father, was he not? Right, and so
are you? Wait. Let's back up. So are you suggesting that parents are responsible if their children decide to take drugs? And then that's their
in some ways, yes. Okay. In some ways, yes. Okay. At what age did she start doing drugs? Right.
Probably.
I think she was very young when she was. Probably so. And whose fault is that? Who brought her into that world? Who exposed her to these things? Right. He does have a role to play. And listen, Little Romeo. He's the oldest of all of Master P's kids, and he's done a good job of setting a positive example, even though his father did not pay him for his work that he was doing under his label. Little Romeo has made his own success. His father didn't put him on Growing Up Hip Hop. Little Romeo co-authored that show, right, and helped to develop that show. And he made his own deals, and he's been getting money and being a man in his own right. And he's telling his father as a man, as a leader.
Living month to month. So what happened with that deal? He said in his post that he living month to month. That they surviving month to month when he did this executive thing. But go ahead, I'm gonna keep listening. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't see that, but I know that Little Romeo has been making his own moves and trying to make things happen for himself. So this is not about a handout from his father. If anything, he's one of the kids that, again, led the way in terms of being his own man. This is about accountability for Master P, and I think that the mental health is a serious issue in our community. I know people like to say we're not depressed, we're oppressed. I think we're oppressed, and because of it, we are depressed, right? Like, we're experiencing mental health conditions overall because of the conditions that we're experiencing in this society. I was listening to something the other day that talked about the correlation between capitalism and mental health issues. And there's a reason why we call an economic downturn a depression, right? So yeah, maybe money is involved in all of this, but like y'all are saying that, oh, he's so successful and he did a lot for his family. Just in comparison, in the white community, I was looking into a video about the girl who was on that 70s show. She played Jackie. She was 14 when she took that role. She said her family didn't take a cent of her money, and they were average, everyday people. They didn't have a lot of money. And so compare that to Master P, who had his kid working. Lil Romeo was rapping or in entertainment at the age of 5. Right. And his dad held all that money. Like, there is something to be said about that. And I think that Lil Romeo has come out on top, and he has not fallen ill to the ills of Hollywood, like drug addiction and all that stuff. So I hope that people can listen with a more empathetic ear. And I also hope that the Gen Xers, who first of all popularized drug use, right? If we want to keep it 100, like, y'all have to take a lot of accountability for a lot of things that go even beyond just the family dynamics. But what Romeo is saying to his father, you could have done more. And our family, they're still hurt. He's grieving the loss of his sister, right? And I just hope that y'all are listening from that point of view and not just thinking of him as a bratty little kid. That is not Little Romeo's character at all. And that's all I have to say.
Y'all was watching. Yeah, look, we got the Lil Romeo fan club. Look, Lil Romeo fan club. Y'all was in the video or something. Look, man. Yep. Yeah. Hey, man. This is the excuse generation, man. Like, real talk. Like, I'm not tripping out at all. I am not 100% in agreement with what all of the things that my parents did. I didn't. I remember one time I worked double checks. I mean, I worked 2 jobs, and I remember coming home one day, and my old man was like, I need both of those checks. Give them to me. And I was like, man, I go to work every day. You ain't do. And he said, give me the checks. And I was like, but wait a minute. Fam, it's like, it is what it is. It's like, to me, all of those become the tools that you use to grow and become who you are. If you didn't like it, then change it when it's you. There seems to be a desire to find someone to blame. I got to be clear. Nobody is going to get it right all the time. Nobody. And I got to say that just because P was smart enough to raise money does not make him the great dad of the century. And I would argue that if you look at 80% of the people that give to the world, their kids would tell them that they give too much to everybody else and never spent time with me. Right? So I bet if you was to go down the list and look at Dr. King, now they probably realize now that it's probably not smart to go out and whack your dad for, you think Dr. King was at the crib every day? No. Do you think Jesse Jackson at the crib every day? Nah, you out there fighting freedom fighters. And I must tell you that there is a challenge for people that live the public life. And P is in a different space. But even the children of people that have given their all to their community oftentimes are not always the strongest on the home front, which is why oftentimes they have a strong mate or someone who recognizes their mission. And so there's kind of like a collabo. Like oftentimes in my estimation, like for you to be a person on the front line, you got to be in a collaborative situation because you're going to wind up giving more externally than internally. And I just got to say, like, 80% of the billionaires in the world are probably going to be like, man, Joe, I probably was not the best. I could tell you that if you were to take Mays Jackson when I was trying to become Mays Jackson, I was not the best father. I was not. I 100% accept all of that. Like I was trying to become the person. And in each family, generally, if you are to make that leap, if your family is to make the leap to generational wealth, somebody has to make the sacrifice and say, I'm not going to be able to be home and be the home at 5 o'clock every day. And I'm going to be there to cook your dinner. But hopefully somewhere in that universe, right, this, like people was talking about the post cereal deal that Master P did. Like, Femo, you working at the company? You working at the family-owned business? Right? Did he say you can't make Fruit Loops or Fruity Loops or whatever? Did he say you can't be the vice president? And I don't know all of those different dynamics. But I got to be honest and say that there's more to it. And I think that we all feel like somebody's supposed to give us something. And I think there's the people that feel like somebody's supposed to give us something, or my parents did the best they could, and I can call my mom to this day and say, Mom, I need help. Now, hopefully I get to a point where I'm helping my mom as compared to it. But fam, you 33 now. Like, I got you at 18. I got you at 21. I even got you at 25 crying about what happened. There's a point where, like, I was just on the phone with my daughter yesterday, and we had some real conversations about dad earlier and dad now, and all of the things that I have matured into and all of the things that I wish I would have done differently going backwards. But quite frankly, she is like, well, I'm glad you did what you did, because I'm grateful now that I can live, eat, drink, sleep, do all the things that I do, and not in my pocket. Right? In built-in independence, hopefully she saw the independence that it created a space. She can always come back, and your kids are always going to be your kids. But there has to become a point at the point of adulthood where you might say, this was not right. I disagree with this. I didn't like this, but it ain't, whoa, let me stop the whole world now, and you gotta go backwards and relive and re-apologize. Family, I did the best I knew how to do under the circumstances that I did. Now, it wasn't perfect, but fam, you ain't murdered, you ain't dead, you ain't out here in these streets. You have your existence, your lifestyle. The fact that anybody even knows or cares about you, that Lucretia could call me up and tell me about, you got to worry about his, means that I obviously did something right. Something in the universe I did right, that anybody even cares about your damn mental health, because 98% of the people have had suicides, people die, and don't nobody care nothing about them. And Lil Romeo ain't posting about them. Carl, you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Shalom, my brother.
What up, Israel?
No, I'm tired. I got tired to kneel, man. Ain't somebody think about Master P. I think he's bogus, man. Especially some short things up.
Okay.
These people be playing with that money, man. I saw guys go from Pond to King and Dr. Pond playing with that money. So, I mean, I don't know him personally. I don't know it either, but I ain't making no excuses for him. I ain't perfect either. I'm apologizing to my children now if I fail them. But when they get that money, man, I saw people change. And I still got beef too about that $5 juice, man. No, I'm joking.
You got beef with me because you drank my exactly. You a millennial too. I drank your juice and now I'm mad because you traumatized me and you done talked about me and you mean that you got juice in your stuff and I can't just have it? I just can't go in your refrigerator and drink what I want to drink? Damn it, I'm traumatized.
Man.
You got it?
Look, we got to have that coffee summit. Neil, I was looking at the Facebook. We still got to sit down. No, it's all love. I just know I was surprised by the shorty coming at his daddy like that, man. You'll never know how people feel, but when they go public, I'm like, I got to think about it. I'm like, damn. They couldn't talk it out in one of them mansions, all them damn mansions they be in, and Bentleys and Rolls Royce. They couldn't talk about that in a Maybach. I'm like, wow, he went public.
I mean, my thing is, if we riding in the Maybach, I'm probably not talking about trauma. I'm probably like, pass me the Grey Poupon, right? And again, I'm just saying, like, cuzzo, I just need to say, if y'all love Lil Romeo like that, thank you, Israel. Go on tour, fam. Do what everybody else do. Don't live week to week, and recognize that your father is no different than any other. He's still OJ, fam. He's still OJ. Y'all be like, he got money. He has a millionaire. He should. No, drugs impacts people, whatever side, whatever age you are, poor, rich, whatever, right? The poorest people do it. The richest people do it. I got to be honest with you and say that every dad is not going to get it perfect. Like most people aren't. The Brady Bunch is not real. And so when you have to, as you can acknowledge your trauma, but it can't be the crutch. It can't be the crippling factor that says, I can't get over this. Like, so his goal in doing this was to get his dad to talk. Okay. So now you got your talk. Now, are you healed now?
Probably not yet.
But he's not going to get healing from his dad. What he's going to get healing from is going to get his ass some therapy. Because his dad is probably like, fam, I did the best I could. You want me to go back and relive 30 years ago? Son, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that I was Master P at the time and I was trying to make you Lil Romeo. And I'm sorry that I put the gas bill in your name because I wanted to. I mean, I get it. Like, I get that. What I get at 50 is probably what I didn't get at 33. 99% of us are trying to make it based on the examples that we had in front of us and the people that we have surrounded ourselves with. I would argue that y'all praised Master P for his daddyhood all the way up until just 2 days ago. And everybody else was looking at him being like, man, dang, he got all the same things that y'all was ticking off. He had a Nickelodeon show. He was on tour. He was on all of that stuff. None of that happens without his father's piece. Now, I'm not going to say that his father was a financial genius. He may have been he may have been Joe Jackson Part 2. Little Romeo has the platform to go out and get anything that he wants to get. Any deficiency that he does not feel, because the deficiency that his father had, if there was never a redo of it, and if the only reason I'm finding out about it is on social media, fam, talking to me in 2 weeks ain't gonna change it. Caller, it's the Maze Jackson Show.
Morning. How y'all feel this morning?
All right. His daughter died. Oh, and let me back up. His daughter died in May. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What's up, caller?
Yo, this is ASD, man. Trusty ASD from Dalton.
What up, Trusty ASD from Dalton? We got to have a chat, man. What's up, dog?
Yeah, got to have a chat, man. Hey, yo, it is amazing, yo. You're right. It's a generation of blame somebody else. Good Lord. You know, I learned you can always, you only you can only raise your child one time. And you're going to make mistakes. Older guys can tell me, young blood, just keep living. You'll learn. So the young generation, when they have children, and them children grow up, and them children start telling them about their childhood, and you're going to say, well, I did the best I can do. We're not in a position to judge our parents. It's the wrong thing to do to judge your parents. They did the best that they could. I can judge my parents all day. I laugh and joke about the stuff my parents did with me
too.
Growing up to the job. But we laugh and talk about it, but I don't hold it against them. They did the best they could do. Now when you get older and you start having children of your own, you start saying, oh, this is what my dad and mom dealt with. But that's blaming him. And then it's like almost like 50 Cent, son. It's these ingratitude, but they're entitled. That's bad to hear when I heard that Master P broke and he used all the Little Romeo's money. That's bad, but that's internal stuff that you work out. Don't bring that to social media. But you can't judge a man or your parents. You can't. Even if your parents are on drugs, whatever, you can't judge them because you don't know what they went through. And we got to move forward in the generation. You got to be able to look back at your parents and be thankful for whatever good you got from them and see the mistakes they made and do better with your children.
Thanks, Brother Steve. I'm reading. Brother, I appreciate that. That's a great comment. Go ahead. You can finish it. I don't want to cut you off.
The generation, like you said, the generation of no accountability. Good Lord, everybody else's fault. What about your personal decisions? It's sad when children get on drugs, but you can't blame the parents for the children. There's some blame in the upbringing that can produce that, but again, they still did the best they could do. So, hey, Maze, we got to talk, brother.
Yes, we do, man. Yes, we do, man. You got to start making some friends, cuz. We got to talk about this. Let's get together. Let's get together this week, man. While I'm on some low-key, I'm not doing no business, but I am doing business. So we'll talk a little bit later. Thank you, Brother Steve. It's funny to me. So I'm not say funny. Lucretia, I keep seeing your comments. Gen X don't want to accept any responsibility. Y'all lack accountability. No, I don't. Can I tell you that, again, let me just tell you. I just said right here on this morning show, 33-year-old Maze is not 50-year-old Maze. It's not. I recognize that I didn't get everything right. Do I go back to my daughter and say, hey, baby girl, I'm sorry that I spent nights at the club giving bottles of Remy Martin away because I was trying to become Maze Jackson so that in 20 years when you had your child, that if there was something that I could do, I would be able to do it. No, I'm not going to apologize for that. Now, was that the best fatherhood decision? Probably not then. But I don't think that no one is perfect. And I think people want, let me tell you, Tennille and my mom, and I can tell them every time that they played me wrong, or I felt like I was wrong. I'd be like, oh my God, remember that time when Tennille made me, I had to play checkers with Tennille, and I'm 8 years older than her, and I gotta be 16 years old playing. And I remember that time that I had to go, and you made me, and you whooped me, and I got, fam. We laugh and we joke about it. Did I die? No, I did not. Did it add some character? Yes, it did. Are there things that I would change? Yes, certainly there are things that I would change. And guess what? When I had the opportunity, I decided to change them. I'm not talking about, I'm saying if the girl died less than 9 months ago, how y'all know what the hell he feeling? How y'all know what P is going through? How y'all know how he deals with it, right? Some people say, if you ask me when I'm in pain or when I have issues, guess what I don't do? Talk. Because you know what? I wasn't bred to be like, I have pain. I am a man. So I have to be strong for everyone else around me, right? I didn't come from the generation of, I'm going to cry because and maybe that's bad. Maybe I grew up and I have to hold my feelings in and present strength for my family. Now, maybe you want me to break down and maybe us all crying is how you choose to deal with it. But for me, in a place where I grew up, what I knew was that I couldn't regardless of what it was or who it was, I couldn't stop. I couldn't. And I recognize that sometimes we want more affection than we got. Fam, I came home every day. I could tell you that after 13, I probably raised my damn self. Because quite frankly, I let myself in, I'm not going to say I raised my damn self because my parents paid for food, etc. Family, man. Anyway, go ahead. Call you on the Mace Jackson Show. Oh, my goodness. Everybody but me. Go ahead. What's up, caller?
Hi, this is Katie. How are you?
Hey, Katie.
I can say at my age, I'll be 69 tomorrow.
What? You call in. We're going to put your picture. We're going to be looking on the scroller. We're going to put you up there.
And what I want to say is that my parents took care of me and my brother from the day we were born to the day they died. And though, we had our ups and downs, my parents, they took care of us. If we made mistakes, they took care of us. So that I'm responsible for my daughter and my granddaughter until the day I am gone. No matter what, because sometimes, your parents and my parents, they tried to teach me and stuff. It's something that my mother told me that I didn't get till yesterday. And so, but she tried to tell me things about Social Security, Medicare, what you got to do. I think that we have to break things down to our children because they don't get it. Because we have to verbalize it. We have to give them examples and explain it and make them sit still. And it's harder now with the social media. We have all this competition, but that's how we have to explain things to them. Because even before this social media and stuff, and my mom tried to break things down for me, I feel, I was running in my life and everything. I didn't get it. And so now, I get it, what she was trying to say. She was trying to teach me. So, but she held a responsibility for me until the day she died. And that's the way, I gave her respect and everything. I loved her and all that stuff. And I expect my children, grandchildren to do the same. But we have to break things down because they don't get it. They don't get all of this stuff. It's huge what's going on in this world. From coast to coast, from the whole world, and I'm still learning about stuff. It's huge, and it's hard for them to catch on because they have all of this stuff going on. But we have to try to make them understand so that they can have a better life.
I'm fair. And
that's so fair. I think that,
Katie, I think that's fair.
And his child. We have to strive to break it down for them so that they'll understand, so that they can have a stronger, better life. But I can say that my mom and pop were there for me from the day they gave birth to me to the day they died. And I will do the same thing for my children. And thank you, babe. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Thank you, Katie. Let me tell you what. My kids, so the decisions I made at 20 and 30 that Lucretia would call operating in dysfunction are the decisions that allow me to be able to be a safety net for them now. I would tell you that as Mace Jackson, and I'm not going to pretend to be Master P. I can't be. But I do believe that there was a moment in which I made a conscious decision where I said that I am going to forego all of this sentimental. Now, I made every game and every whatever, but was I going to be home at 5 o'clock waiting for you with a hot snack after school? No. I was going to go out here and I was going to get it. And I was going to be in a position to provide not just advice, but provide so that my family could have a legacy, that they could have something that they would appreciate, not when they were 8, but when they were 18, 20, 22, and going forward. Now, I got to be honest, I think there are different people in the world. I think that every super successful entrepreneur that you talk to, every super successful business person that you talk to, that we admire, that we hold up, that we count their dough, probably if you go into their story, their root story, right? And just even having a conversation with my daughter and being like, the interpretation that they had of me then compared to the interpretation and the reality of what we are now, she was kind of like, I'm glad you made the moves you did. I would have liked some other stuff, and I'm sure back in the day, but here it is now. And as a business owner and entrepreneur, successful one, and I'll claim my success, I definitely know that I was not perfect, and I definitely think that I could have been a better father. I do. In spite of trying to do all of those different things. But I'm not going to apologize for who I am or what I did. I'm going to say that is life. We don't always get it right, or maybe we do. We just don't get it right in the time we want. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Maze.
Big James say. Are you also DJ Rembrandt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I see you sneaking around with your DJ Rembrandt profile, too. I just put you on blast, but it's all good. What's up, caller? What's up, dog? How you feeling, man?
It's all good. I'm great. How about yourself, man?
I'm good, man. I'm thinking about all these men that was sitting up at night trying to figure out how I'm going to pay the heat, how I'm going to pay for these kids, how I'm going to pay these bills, and then got to be up after working 3 jobs, got to wait 25 years to be told, you dysfunctioned me. What's up, man?
I hear you, bro. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Good morning to Queen Ruthie. How you doing, Ruthie?
Wonderful.
I'm a millennial. I don't know if I'm a millennial or I'm the last of the baby boomers. But to make a
Generation
long story
X,
short,
dog. How old are you? I'll tell you. How old are you?
I'm 56.
What you mean? But you don't know. You Generation X. You smack dab in the middle of Generation X. What's up? Talk about I don't know if I'm a millennial or a baby boomer. You better get up out of here. What's up, dog?
Okay. The thing is this. Us as black people, my parents came up from the Great Migration. They were a part of the Great Migration when they came up. So the thing is, our parents, mine was straight on survival, making legacies and creating. Some people had that ambition. Some were lucky to make it through, but a lot of them fell through the cracks. The main thing was, and I lived in a 2-parent home. And I guess me and my brother was, me and my family was considered middle class also, and we lived in a middle class neighborhood. Now, there were some parents that worked for the post office when they were paying good. My dad, he worked for Oscar Mayer back in the day. So, to make a long story short, they were on survival mode. They were just worried about keeping a roof over the kids' head, having a decent education, giving the kids what they couldn't have for themselves, and which was the basics. Our job as parents is to give our kids what they need, not what they want. You get what you want when you earn it. Like even then, growing up, we cut grass. We hustle. The neighbor needs the grass cut. We'll go over there and cut their grass. We didn't sit around. Every now and then we got that chance to ask our parents, Mama, can I have $1 to go to the show or $2 to go to the show? Then it goes to ask your daddy. You get that little ping pong game. So, but most of the time as a kid, at 13, I delivered papers till I was 16. At 16, I worked at Marshall Fields out in River Oaks till I graduated high school. I think every black child has a little tragic story to tell about something in their life that they felt they felt slighted on. But what Master P, he did, only thing I regret Master P didn't do, when Romeo was trust fund or whatever till he's 18 or 21. So then when he gets that age where he's old enough to handle his funds, and as far as that age bracket thing, 25, you let your kids, you grow and raise your kids, you teach them the best way you can, let them go through college. Hey, it's, my rule was school, work, or both. You couldn't stay in that house. If you could either, you got three options. You got three options. That's the only way you can stay in my house. So I don't worry about if you going to school. Don't worry about no rent. Don't worry about nothing to eat. If you got a side job, that's your spending money. My job is to give you what you need, not what you want. So with that being said, he really don't owe Romeo nothing because, like you were saying earlier, compared to a whole lot of hundreds of millions of people, he had a great life. He had a great life. So, like I said, but that's a whole nother level when you get into rich kids. That's a whole different can of worms. But the average Joe that came up like Ruthie say came up from the mud, shoot, we on survival mode out here. So, that's all I got to say, bro. I hope I did answer your question. But
I think
I'm sorry I got on my soapbox.
No, you got the right to get on your soapbox. Thanks, James, for calling. Y'all crack me up talking about he give them a better. Lucretia says give your kids a better life emotionally and financially. Didn't P grow up in the Calliope? Y'all ever been to the Calliope projects? I bet it's a lot more mental stress on your head when you living in the Calliope than when you living in Los Angeles. But that's just me. That's just me. Call. How many we got up there? Just one? All right, let's take the last call. I'm going to give Ruthie, Riis a chance to close out, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show? Caller? They probably quit. They like, man.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. What's up, caller?
Good morning, Maze. How are you?
All right, who there? Oh, this
This
Tamiko.
Nico.
What's up, sis? What's on? What's going on?
I'm listening, and it's funny to me how we're so hypocritical, right? Especially when it suits us. So, with that being said, I'm gonna say just like this: his story. Anybody heard his whole story about his relationship with his dad? Has his dad ever gave him his whole story about all the trials and tribulations that he went through to even try to make his life better? One thing that I learned, and it's coming from experience with my own child, when she came to me with her grievances, she never heard my story. And all I knew was I had to get out here and get it and pretty much make sure that my children, nothing that touched me touched my children. But she still had grievances, legit grievances, right? I never told her my story. Once I told her my story, while she felt like she was pretty much being raised by somebody else, even though I was around, but I wasn't around because I was too busy out there getting it, trying to make it better for them. Until we tell our whole stories, that child's trauma, just like your trauma looks to you, my trauma looks to me, that child's trauma looks the same way and feels the same way to him. So stop it. Just like we tell these people out here about us, our ancestors, and us going through slavery, and it's a different kind of slavery, but it's the same kind of slavery, and they try to downplay our trauma. We doing the same shit now. I'm done.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to say this. Ain't no Calvary. And what I've tried to teach my kids is like, no matter what happened, no matter who, never put your fate in the hands of someone else, including me. Now, I'm going to be here as much as I can, and I'm going to do, but there ain't no Calvary. Ruthie, I'm going to give you your opportunity to say your piece on this. Riis, I'm going to give you your opportunity, and I'm going to let y'all two get the finals because y'all both millennials and y'all come from this space. And I'm going to just say the close. I'm going to let y'all have the last word. Ruthie.
I think this is heavy. I think generational curses it's a real thing, and either you end up having to quote unquote confront your parents, or your parents will do what Tamiko just said, which is tell you their story. But oftentimes your parents don't tell you that story until you come at them with a grievance. And then next thing you know, y'all playing the oppression Olympics about who had it the worst growing up. And I think that's how generational curses don't get broken. And so I think communication is just key. And so shout out to all the parents that recognize, their shortcomings. Shout out to all the children that had to come to their parents with a grievance. So that's my piece.
Okay, that's Ruthie's. DJ Riis the rule. I'm going to give you a chance. This, it's killing me not to say nothing, but go ahead. What's up, Riis?
I'm kind of with you. I'm in it in between. So my stories, I grew up off nothing. And so when I get older, I look at my children now, and sometimes I think that me moving them to a suburban place and giving them, I'm proud that I'm able to do it for them, but I do see a little bit of handicap, and sometimes when they cry mental health, it's just because they just goddamn lazy, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I hear you on your mental health. I'm sorry if I had offended you that you want to go and get off your 80-inch TV, that off your $500 video game that I had to go and buy just because I need you to come in and wash my dishes or do something that you should already know how to do. So like I'm both sides of the fence because I have that problem with my children, but I also agree that it is trauma. It is some form of trauma, but I don't believe that our children in this generation have the amount of trauma that we had. Hell, you 6 years old with a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? You can work an iPad. I can give you my iPad, and my 5-year-old can probably work it better than me. These things I had to boil water. You never did. I had to sleep at my aunt's house because we didn't have no heat, no light. I ran an extension cord. These things are trauma. You not experience these things like so. To me, I'm confused on where the trauma is. As a child, I do know that children, we do have our children trauma. We all kids and we all understand, and we look back at it and be like, man, that wasn't nothing. So I do believe at the time, children do have issues, but I just believe that not all children are in that type of situation than it was back. You know what I'm saying? Back then, everybody got to cash at me. It's so much. It's so much that I went through, and that so when my children come to me about trauma, and I hear them out, and then I tell them, like they said, I tell them what I've been through, and I say that is the difference. You spoil, you know what I'm saying? You are lazy, man. I work 7 days a week. I ain't got time to be, telling you the basics. I do my job so you can do your job. It's like it's a trade almost. You know what I'm saying? It's a trade almost. And if you want, so man, you got two choices, man. I'm either gonna be a busy man or a broke man. You choose. I'm either gonna be a busy man or a work man. You know what I'm saying? Like a busy or a broke man. You choose, and then we go from there.
Taking everything out of me to not say a word, but I'm going to let you all, I'm going to have to bring this conversation back. We're going to have a parenting conversation. But for Maze, Riis, and Ruthie, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, but I did not get the last word on this topic. I'm going to cry. But I tell you, for Maze, Riis, and Ruthie, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here till tomorrow. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription to